people suffering minor injuries.
Microsoft says it will cut nearly 5,000 jobs company-wide, including 1,600 in its video game ARM box. An additional 1,600 roles will be eliminated at Xbox over the next few months as well. Sherry Preston, ABC News.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.9 WATD.
959WATD.com.
64 degrees outside of our South Shore studios at 7:02. Good morning. I'm Dan McCready, WATD News. And the news being brought to you by St. Anne's Credit Union. Leverage the power of St. Anne's local lending advantage at their newly opened lending center at 55 Long Pond Road in Plymouth. NMLS number 525435, insured by NCUA, member MSIC. A Boston man was sentenced on Friday in Boston federal court for drug trafficking on the South Shore. 34-year-old Adonis Graham of Boston will serve 48 months in prison, followed by 3 years of supervised release. He pleaded guilty to possession with intent to distribute cocaine. His co-defendant, Giovanni Fiol, pleaded guilty last month to possession with intent to distribute cocaine and unlawful possession of a firearm. He was sentenced to serve 10 years, followed by 4 years of supervised release. The U.S. Attorney's Office said that Graham and Foyot were arrested in December after search warrants were executed at numerous residences and stash houses associated with the Brockton-based Harvard Street Gang and their Randolph-based affiliates. One of the places searched was an apartment in Dorchester, which Foyot used as a stash location. Investigators say they found over 1,000 grams of cocaine, 2 loaded guns, and $2,000 cash in the apartment. Authorities say an investigation targeting gangs in Brockton and Randolph resulted in a series of arrests. WATD News Time, 7:04. More of the day's top stories still to come.
What if I told you that you can apply for a loan or open an account on the go or right from home? Since 1936, St. Anne's Credit Union offers a friendly, hometown feel with big bank capabilities. See why they're a leading lender and voted #1 by the people of the South Coast by visiting StAnnes.com. That's STANNES.com. NMLS number 525435. Equal Housing Opportunity. Member MSIC.
WATD News Time, 7:05, and the news being brought to you by Croy Health, formerly NVNA and Hospice, proud to provide quality home care, hospice, and palliative services to 27 towns from Plymouth to Milton. Visit croyhealth.org. That's CROI health.org. John Deaton is running as a Republican for U.S. Senate.
Because a lot of people focus on the gubernatorial race, the governor's race. Mm-hmm. But the governor, let's say a Republican governor comes in, which I hope, to be honest, I think Maura Healey's a disaster. But that Republican governor is going to face a supermajority on Beacon Hill day one. A U.S. Senator can get community development grants for any city, 50,000 people or more, that bypasses Beacon Hill. Governor Healey can't touch it. It goes straight from the federal government to the city of Lowell, Lawrence, or wherever. Also, the #1 housing driver for low-income housing in the country is low-income housing credit. If you had a senator who was actually arguing to get those credits here, you could have an immediate impact.
Deaton says he is running on a common-sense platform to address the issues that count, like affordable housing and energy.
I brought up nuclear energy. The #1 driver of nuclear projects across the country is a nuclear federal tax credit. So imagine a senator going to Maura Healey, even if she's the governor, and saying, I secured $2.5 billion in federal funds to put nuclear project here, here, and here. She's going to turn it down when you could drive the cost. A study came out that said if we expand natural gas and go with nuclear instead of this offshore wind stuff they're doing, it would save between $400 and $700 billion between now and 2050. If you take the average of that, that's $5,000 a year. That's basically $500 to $600 a month per household in people's pockets just on electricity.
Deaton will face whoever wins the Democratic primary election between either Senator Ed Markey or his challenger, Seth Moulton. Our entire interview with John Deaton will be posted on our website, 959watd.com. To find out more about his candidacy, go to johndeatonforsenate.com. The United States' 250th anniversary marks a chance to reflect on the progress and potential of America. Colby Karam, an Air Force medic, tells WATD how serving for the U.S. has shaped his perspective on that anniversary.
And I think being able to serve also with people from all different backgrounds, demographics, different parts of the country, it brought a lot of camaraderie, and it helped me see that no matter where you come from, no matter what your background is, that you can work with people from different backgrounds and then serve with people from different backgrounds. And it, I think it shows that the United States is for every single individual, for every person. It's not just for a certain segment of the population.
He says younger Americans should continue to preserve and learn from the history of the U.S.
I think if you have to continue to pass down the history of our nation to younger generations, because if you don't, I think people lose the impact of what the United States is really about, what it was founded on, its principles of, and if you don't remember it, I feel like you'll forget it, and you'll lose those key memories and then the key points of what our country is truly about.
Karam encourages Americans to use the anniversary to come together, learn from the past, and think about the future of the U.S. Traffic and weather next.
I'm Renee McGinnis, and I've been honored to lead the largest provider of home care, hospice, and palliative services in 27 towns from Milton to Plymouth. I'm excited to share that we have rebranded as Croy Health, still an independent, non-profit organization. NVNA and Hospice is a part of our legacy, and Croy Health represents all that we do in our commitment to growth. Learn more at croyhealth.org.
Now, WATD traffic and weather on the 9s.
And good morning. The time now is 7:09, and taking a look at the drive this morning, we do have delays on the expressway from Furnace Brook up towards Southampton Street. Wet roads, and it's going to be slow going as you head up the expressway northbound, about 27 minutes from the split up to the O'Neill Tunnel, so that'll be around a half hour. Route 3, slow from Route 18 in Weymouth up into Braintree. Southbound side, not too bad at the Sagamore, just occasionally slow at the bridge itself. 25 east, a little company over the Bourne Bridge. 24 north delays start before Harrison Boulevard in Avon. 93 on the southbound side, we have delays. Route 28 in Randolph over to 138 in Canton, and 128 is sluggish. 95 up towards 109 in Dedham. Traffic on the 9s every morning. Traffic emergencies when they happen on WATD. Now, the updated South Shore weather.
Flood watches are in effect through 2 o'clock this afternoon for all of the South Shore and southeastern Massachusetts as we deal with something of a summer nor'easter. The bulk of the rain falling here early on today will generate localized flooding issues. The combination of those downpours in conjunction with many hours of persistent northeasterly winds that will actually last into Wednesday morning even when the rain shuts off will make it feel very miserable out there. 1 to 3 inches of rain is likely in totality, and there will be more where thunderstorms develop. So look for some of those windswept showers and thunderstorms here for today. Your top temp close to 70. We drop into the upper 50s tonight with a few showers around early on, plenty of clouds as well. And then for tomorrow, the sky gradually starts to turn sunnier. The high temperature close to 80. Thursday's sunny and hot, highs of the upper 80s. And we'll see a blend of clouds and sun on Friday with a pop-up shower or thunderstorm, high temperatures in the mid-80s. Next weather in just 10 minutes. For WATD, I'm meteorologist Josh Nichols.
64 degrees at the weather station WATD. I'm Dan McCready at 7:11. The South Shore's morning news continues now on 95.9 WATD.
for making us part of your Tuesday morning. The South Shore's Morning News, 95.9 FM, everywhere on the Audacy app. And we've got the YouTube feed up as well. We're live up on YouTube. Yeah, there we are. WATD Radio on YouTube. WATD Radio on YouTube. You can like, watch, and subscribe. I'm Rob Hakala, Dan McCready in our newsroom. And of course, every Tuesday and Thursday. It just wouldn't be complete without our intern, Anthony from Emerson. Anthony, good morning to you.
Good morning, Rob.
Welcome in. Happy Tuesday. How have you been? You had a good 4th of July. What were you up to, Anthony? Lighting fireworks over in Rockland? What's going on?
Not quite fireworks.
Okay.
Just bracing the heat. You know, I went to my aunt's house.
Okay.
Very low-key 4th of July.
All right. And where does your aunt reside? Where are we talking? Far trip or somewhere close by?
No, Rob. Just Rockland.
Oh,
up
okay.
the street from me.
Oh, okay. That's an easy commute.
Yeah.
Rockland
it's a
to
small
Rockland.
town. All the families are just all in Rockland.
Good old downtown Rockland, huh? Yeah. All right. So what kind of a barbecue? What do you guys do? Do you have any traditions?
We had lobster.
Oh, lobster.
I mean, I don't eat the lobster. I had a burger, but
fancy. All right.
Yeah.
Well, wait a minute. You didn't have a lobster. Are you also like myself? Do you not like lobster?
I've never had it. To be fair,
you've never had it. Okay.
I don't know if I would try it, but
all right.
My friends at school give me a hard time because they're like, "You're from New England."
Well, I know that's the thing I feel about it, and I know everyone out there is going to be. And by the way, I've tried lobster and I just didn't really enjoy it. But Anthony hasn't tried it, guys.
I never tried it. To be fair, I haven't had fish and chips or anything either.
No fish and chips? What about swordfish?
God, no.
No, clams?
I've tried a lot of the seafood.
Mussels?
I've had clam chowder.
Clam chowder,
That's the farthest I've gone into the
That's
seafood.
about it. Come on, you must have had fish sticks growing up. All right.
Oh, I mean, my dad tricked me saying they're chicken nuggets.
Yeah,
but
that's exactly what you
I was tricked, but I had them.
Here you go. Have them chicken nuggets. These are
and you don't know the difference as a kid.
Yeah, no. Mrs. Paul's. All right. Well, text in 781-837-4900. Should Anthony try the lobster? 781-837-4900. I don't know. I mean, I suppose if you got lobster at a family function. I remember, again, both my grandparents, my grandfathers loved lobsters. My mom's dad, my other grandfather, used to go to wherever these places were, and they lived in Weymouth, and he would get the big pots, and they would be doing lobsters, and everybody was all like that. And then in my other Grandpa Hakala, he would do, they would do like a boiled, they would have he had like a one of those fires that was kind of he had like a brick fireplace in the backyard.
That's so interesting.
And it was fun, and so they would have a couple of pots boiling there, and they would do mussels and lobster and all this stuff.
Seafood boil.
Yeah. Yes.
Gotcha,
Yes. Kind of and it was, basically, I mean, the only thing I really enjoyed was corn on the cob. That was about
That'd
it.
be me too.
I didn't really love much of that, to be honest, but it was good memories, and I still remember. Because my dad hated more. He liked fish and chips, but he didn't like the mussels and the lobster and the clams. And my grandfather would love it. And so they would argue with each other when we would go out to restaurants. Because Grandpa would say, I want to get mussels for an appetizer. And my dad would say, that stinks. I hate it. And they would fight. And it was fun, to see my grandfather and dad fight.
Yeah.
All right. So 4th of July, and then later, I do remember, I guess, my crazy Uncle Bruce would be lighting fireworks off back in the day, back in on Summer Street in Rockland. I remember, because it's been illegal, and I was, of course, a kid, and I didn't really fully understand what was going on. Some kind of show. All right, so hopefully everybody had a good, safe, happy 4th. We are up on YouTube, and we've got the text line open at 781-837-4900. So if you want to text in on any of the issues, whether it be men's soccer, you want to talk about the 4th of July still, you want to talk about lobster, Graham Plattner, whatever you want, 781-837-4900, fish sticks. Let's see, so... David from Bourne was texting in. And by the way, as we know, it's very sad. The men's soccer is out.
So awful,
I know it's out. And although, I suspect, I don't know, I just wonder, was a lot of the world behind us after what everything was going on? I don't know. I know I was kind of disappointed that some of even our own citizens were against the team because the president got involved. I thought that's kind of... You don't take it out on the team, right? They're still your team. They didn't ask for this, right?
U.S. fans mourning the loss, but many around the world may see it as retribution after that decision by FIFA to allow U.S. striker Folarin Balogun to play, suspending the red card penalty he received last week. President Trump calling FIFA's president last week to protest.
I asked for a review because I didn't think it was a foul. And, again, I'm good at this stuff.
FIFA's president insists the red card reversal decision was made independently, saying FIFA's judicial bodies are independent.
All right, so there you go. Again, I don't even know much of a difference whether the guy played or not yesterday. I don't even know, Dan, if there would have been a different result. Let's bring in Dan McCready in our WATD newsroom. He's an expert on soccer.
The only thing, well, I wouldn't say I'm an expert.
Okay, but he knows more than you and I.
Right.
Yeah, but I will say a couple of things here. One, yes, you should still have supported the U.S. I mean, there's somebody who worked in this building. Are we going to name the person? Or
we are going to name him. I want to name him because his name is he came up and he said, "I'm hoping Belgium wins." And I said, "What are you talking about? You mean you're hoping Belgium wins?" And he said, "Yeah, because Trump called or whatever." And so he said, "Now I'm going to root for the other team." And I said, "I don't know. I just find that hard to do because again." I can separate the two things. I get it if you don't like who the president is. And I said, because you'll always do this. I said, well, what if Obama called? And he said, well, he would never do that. And then you brought up the point that sometimes there are things that go on. It's just that if Obama or Biden did it, they wouldn't go on and say, I did it or take credit.
Yeah, they'd be...
It'd be happening in the background.
And I think that would probably have been the better way to play it. Is to
he could have called the guy and not said anything.
Yeah, and I think that would have been the better way to play it because then it doesn't look like conspiracy. But a couple of things on that.
One, it was John Shea from our music.
Yes, it was John Shea, everybody. John Shea hates the American team. So there we go.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I was wondering why he's wearing that Belgium flag.
Without getting anything political about it, because I don't want to get into that.
Yeah, I don't want to get
quagmire there. But I will say this: I think that call FIFA made wasn't right.
Yep, that's what I think. Most everybody agreed on that.
If you want to give Balogun a yellow card, maybe. I did not see the red card though, because that meant that he was suspended for the rest of that game. And also the Belgian game he would have been suspended for. And you know what? There really isn't an appeals process.
Yeah.
It's not like you can say, whoa. It's not like the coach from the U.S. can be like, hey, FIFA, look, we think your refs went too far. We want you to review this again. So that way it'll open up a process for somebody like Trump to actually step in and say, well, what's going on here, guys?
Yeah.
Because there isn't a formal appeals process. The coach for the American team could not have gone before a FIFA board or whatever and said, hey, no, that red card was way too far.
I hope that this maybe makes them get a process.
I think if they had a process...
Just to avoid this.
Yeah, and by the way, Keir Starmer from the UK also made a call to FIFA because he had concerns about England's schedule.
Oh, wow, okay.
Because there was a lot of uncertainty as to when England and Mexico were going to be playing, and he was basically saying, like, hey, we need a time here.
Yeah.
So this is not unheard of for a foreign leader to call FIFA.
We're dumping on Trump, but you don't suspect. I mean, a lot of people told me there's all kinds of shenanigans when it comes to the World Cup and FIFA in general.
I mean, FIFA is not exactly an organization beyond reproach.
Surprised here? Yeah.
Yeah, there have been scandals and accusations about FIFA going back probably since its founding.
Yeah.
So, I mean, whether or not you think Trump should have done it, like I said, I did not think that call was the right one. I think it was, whatever Trump said to him, they claimed it wouldn't have triggered it, but there was no review process. I don't think that was a fair call. And you know what? The U.S., I was rooting for them. It wasn't their night. I don't blame anybody for that, though.
Yeah, no, I definitely would always stay behind the Team USA.
Guys. Yeah, I'm not gonna say like the EU rigged it against the U.S. It was just the U.S. had an off night. And you can't have an off night against a very good team like Belgium.
No, the U.S.
What
they deserve to lose, and Belgium deserved to win that game. By the way, and David from Bourne just texted, and I think this kind of is a good point. And I was thinking about this as they were playing, and in the end, I don't even really know if it mattered whether that guy was there or not last night. But regarding the USA men's soccer team, I can't help but wonder if the president's intervention on the suspension of their star player had gotten into their heads and affected their performance, kind of put them in an awkward position because
that could be.
If the outcome was a win, I'm sure that would have been today's headlines. So there you go. And Kathy says Trump should have never stepped in. Please. All right, so there you go. All right, 781-837-4900.
Or at least stepped in quietly.
Yeah.
Just
I don't know. All right, Kathy. But Kathy, you would still, just because he stepped in, you wouldn't root for Belgium, right? Would you? And I would never go against the team players because, again, a lot of this stuff happens without their control. All right, Mary from Marshfield checked in. We got a traffic update. A car stopped in the active breakdown lane with emergency flashers. Mile marker 30. This is before the Hanover exit. Be careful because, again, that's Route 3 North before 53 in Hanover, and that is a active breakdown lane. Disabled vehicle in the active breakdown lane near mile marker 30. That's Route 3 North before 53. We thank you for road reporter. That's Mary checking in. All right, then we've got delays between Derby and Route 18 up to Braintree. The expressway is slow, Furnace Brook to Columbia Road. 24 is busy after Route 27 in Brockton. 93 is slow, Route 28 over to Canton. 128 is heavy 95 to 109. And then slowdowns down to the Sagamore and Bourne bridges. South Shore weather, let's get the details now as we're dealing with rain and lots of it. Let's get the details on the weather. Sponsored by Stewart Painting. Every job done right and on time. Receive a virtual quote within 24 hours and now hiring. Apply online, stewartpaint.com.
Flood watches are in effect through 2 o'clock this afternoon for all of the South Shore and southeastern Massachusetts as we deal with something of a summer nor'easter. The bulk of the rain falling here early on today will generate localized flooding issues. The combination of those downpours in conjunction with many hours of persistent northeasterly winds that will actually last into Wednesday morning, even when the rain shuts off, will make it feel very miserable out there. 1 to 3 inches of rain is likely in totality, and there will be more where thunderstorms develop. So look for some of those windswept showers and thunderstorms here for today. Your top temp close to 70. We drop into the upper 50s tonight with a few showers around early on, plenty of clouds as well. And then for tomorrow, the sky gradually starts to turn sunnier. The high temperature close to 80. Thursday's sunny and hot, highs in the upper 80s. And we'll see a blend of clouds and sun on Friday with a pop-up shower, thunderstorm, high temperatures in the mid-80s. Next weather in just 10 minutes. For WATD, I'm meteorologist Josh Nichols.
All right, thanks, Josh. And right now, outside our Studio 64 in Marshfield, sports and our digital pro, Kim Commando, coming up.
Wouldn't you just love new kitchen cabinets without the high cost, the mess, and the inconvenience? Hi, I'm Sheldon Stewart of Stewart Painting, and I know how scary the thought of a demoed kitchen can be. So I have a solution. Allow our cabinet refinishing team to restore the beauty to your kitchen cabinets. Our professionals will apply a sprayed finish and then swap out the hardware for a completely new look. And the task will be completed in days, not weeks. We paint hundreds of kitchen cabinets every year, and we would love to add your cabinets to our list of happy homeowners. In addition to our locations in Hyannis and Hingham, we are now servicing Newton, Wellesley, and Nantucket. Finance options and military veterans discounts are now available for all projects. The process is fast, and it's easy, and there's no hidden fees. Head to our website at stewartpaint.com to see if you pre-qualify. It's never been this easy to turn your vision into reality. With over 40 years of excellence, Stewart Painting. Expect the best.
WATD Sports. Good morning. I'm Rob Hakala. All right, so it was a quiet night as the Sox were off last night. They get back to work tonight. They're going to see if they can keep their winning streak going. Red Sox will begin a series against the White Sox in Chicago. First pitch at 7:40. Celtics President Brad Stevens says trading Jaylen Brown to Philadelphia was necessary. He acknowledged the emotional impact, says he understands fans' reactions, but he said that devoting 70% of the team's salary cap to Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum's contracts worked against the goal of flexibility in the changing NBA landscape, as he said. Still, team owner Bill Chisholm insisted there is no directive to cut costs. He said it's not about the money. Focus remains on winning, but he knows he has to prove it to fans. World Cup, it's over for the U.S. as they lose to Belgium, we mentioned 4-1. Spain also knocked off Portugal yesterday 1-0. Action today, Argentina versus Egypt at noon. Switzerland versus Colombia at 4.
This is Mike McNamara. The stock market's long-term chart runs northeast, but never in a straight line. There are hills, market highs, then valleys, market lows. The problem is that nobody knows where we are now and where we are going tomorrow. With all of the excitement going on in Washington these days, perhaps it's time to review your investments. Maybe we can help. McNamaraFinancial.com or 781-834-2010.
Hey, I'm Bobby Gazdia. Join me and my wife Maria every Tuesday night at 7 on the Big Day Fitness Show. At Big Day Fitness, we help busy adults over 40 move better, get stronger, and live bigger so they can feel confident saying yes to anything life has to offer. Now, we share all of our knowledge with you on the Big Day Fitness Show, Tuesdays at 7, right here on 95.9 WATD.
7:27 now on the South Shore's Morning News, and it's time to check in with our digital pro. Here's Kim Commando.
Would you pay $60 to stop looking at your own phone? Millions are doing just that. I'm Kim Commando for ExpressVPN. With one click, ExpressVPN keeps your online activity private and secure. Get 4 extra months at expressvpn.com/Kim. So here's the gadget everyone's buying. It's called the Brick, a little 2-inch cube that locks up Instagram, TikTok, all your time wasters. The only way back in? Tap your phone on the cube. It's clever, except your phone already does this for free. On an iPhone, go to Settings, then App Limits. On Android, open Digital Wellbeing. Set a 1-hour cap on TikTok and it slams the door shut. Still can't stop scrolling? Go nuclear. Delete the apps. Revolutionary, I know. Or here's my favorite. Trade your smartphone for a flip phone. $20 at Walmart, calls and texts only. 0 doom scrolling. And snapping it shut after a call? That's satisfying. A $60 cube to fix a bad habit, that's one idea that hits you like a ton of, well, you know. Get my free newsletter at getkim.com.
And good morning. We're coming to you from the WATD Coastal Heritage Bank Studios. Take a look at these beautiful studios up on our YouTube page. Community focused, locally trusted since 1889. Coastal Heritage Bank, growing together. Member FDIC, member DIF. All right, on the text line, Kathy again saying it was very, very unfortunate that Trump stepped in. She said the president should have never stepped in. It tarnished the game, in her opinion, says Kathy. And we also had Mary Ellen from Marshfield that enjoyed the July 4th celebration that we had on WATD. Stephen Karadianis and his Philharmonic were amazing. And she said, I did a great job reading portions of the Declaration of Independence. Plus, Larry Nelson did a great job hosting the concert on the radio and in doing all the engineering. That's Mary Ellen from Marshfield. We like that. That's a text we like reading,
good
Mary
to hear.
Ellen. Good. Thank you, Mary Ellen. All right, coming up, we have the 7:30 news with Dan McCready, and then next half hour, Dr. Andy Wiemeyer from Contemporary Prosthodontics. He's going to be in studio talking about his 25 years of practice in Duxbury. 25 years. Quarter of a century.
Latest teeth report.
Yeah, coming up. It's a Tuesday morning.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, I'm sorry. That's I know. All right.
That was a good one. I give you that.
Dan McCready liked that one. Okay. All right. It is 7:29. Traffic and weather in the 9s. Route 3 northbound. We've got delays getting by a breakdown to be aware of. This is Route 3 north and the active breakdown lane before 53 in Hanover. Then slow up near Route 18 in Union. The expressway is filled in from Braintree up to Columbia Road. 24 north delays start at Route 27 in Brockton. And we do have reduced speeds at the Sagamore and Bourne getting on Cape. South Shore weather, clouds and rain. Some of the rain heavy at times. Overcast, a high near 70. Later in the day, cloudy, lingering showers largely taper off late. The low tonight down to 60. Tomorrow, plenty of sun, 78. 64 in Marshfield, clouds and areas of rain, 7:30.
The South Shore's Morning News on 95.9 FM WATD.
4 degrees outside of our South Shore studios at 7:30. Good morning. I'm Dan McCready, WATD News. And the news being brought to you by the South Shore YMCA. Get out of the house and get active. The South Shore YMCA has mental and physical wellness plans for all ages and abilities. Start your wellness journey today at ssymca.org/join. Whitman Fire Chief Timothy Clancy is calling it a career. Clancy is retiring on July 10th after 35 years with the Whitman Fire Department. Chief Clancy began his career with Whitman Fire Rescue in 1991 as an 18-year-old high school senior serving as a call firefighter. He became a full-time firefighter in 1997 and was promoted to lieutenant in 2008. He was appointed chief in July of 2021. In his retirement letter to the Select Board, Chief Clancy said that what started as an opportunity to serve his hometown became a lifelong commitment to the safety and well-being of Whitman's citizens. He said it has been the honor of a lifetime to serve the community where he grew up. Deputy Fire Chief Nicholas Grasso will serve as acting chief until the Select Board appoints a replacement. Senate candidate Graham Plattner says he will reflect on his Maine Senate campaign after a woman accuses him of sexual assault. Lisa Dwyer reports.
A woman who previously dated Maine Senate candidate Graham Plattner says he drunkenly forced her to have sex after she told him to stop in 2021. Jenny Rassicott told Politico that she'd been in an on and off relationship with Plattner, but says she cut off contact after that night and told him the incident was not consensual. Plattner posted a video on his social media campaign account saying,
"Any accusation of non-consensual behavior is categorically false."
Plattner has canceled a number of town halls.
Regardless of the inaccuracy of the reporting, but mindful of the political reality it will inflict, we are taking the time to reflect on the best path forward.
Plattner is seeking to unseat Maine's Republican Senator Susan Collins. I'm Lisa Dwyer.
Hamas has said it has dissolved its government in Gaza and is preparing to transfer power to UN-based technical committee. The decision announced yesterday as part of a U.S. brokered ceasefire deal. Hamas did not clarify if it would disarm or hand over security to an international force. The Board of Peace, led by President Donald Trump, says it will assess the impact based on actions. Israel dismissed the announcement as a ploy by Hamas to avoid disarmament. The Technocratic Committee is tasked with restoring services and overseeing civilian affairs in Gaza. Israeli strikes have lessened since the ceasefire, but continue almost daily, targeting Hamas and other militants and also killing civilians. WATD News Time, 7:34. More of the day's top stories still to come.
Start the new year at the South Shore YMCA, the Something for Everyone place. Whether you're there to lift, stretch, swim, or simply connect, you'll find more than just a gym. You'll find a community.
Parents can recharge while kids dive into swim lessons, sports, and activities. Young adults can build strength in group classes or with personal training. And older adults can stay active and engaged in a welcoming space.
At the South Shore Y, you'll find a fitness center that feels like home, people that keep you moving, and on-site babysitting that gives you time to focus. From individual goals to shared experiences, the South Shore Y is where friendships form, routines stick, and wellness grows. And it's all waiting for you to get started.
Make the South Shore YMCA your place for fitness, friendship, and fresh starts. Become a South Shore YMCA member today. Check out their virtual tours at ssymca.org/join.
WATD News Time, 7:35, and the news being brought to you by Life Care Center of the South Shore. They're looking to hire full-time, part-time, and per diem nurses and nursing assistants for all shifts. Contact them directly or visit lifecarecareers.com. The Norwell Historical Society held a colonial military festival at Jacobs Field. Members of Colonel Bailey's 2nd Massachusetts Regiment put on some military drills for the crowd. The festival came on a hot day, but Captain Mark Booth said his regiment's uniforms helped them bear the heat.
They are all materially correct for the period. They're all cut for the period with things like that. One thing that people forget is these are all natural linens. Like this is, I'm wearing a natural wool coat, wool waistcoat, but I have a linen shirt underneath. They breathe very, very well. I am warm, but I'm not dying of the heat.
Across the street from the field, the historical Jacobs Farmhouse was open for free tours. President of the Norwell Historical Society, Wendy Bawabi, said that the Norwell-Scituate area and the Jacobs family played an important active role in the Revolutionary War.
in Norwell, which of course in 1776 was part of Scituate. So in Scituate, we had hundreds of people, hundreds of men that volunteered to be in the Scituate militia or in the Continental Army. And actually, the Jacobs farmhouse, 3 of the sons all were served in the Revolutionary War.
The Historical Society will be hosting additional events throughout the year. For a complete list, go to norwellhistoricalsociety.org. And Cuba's electrical system suffered a countrywide blackout under President Donald Trump's oil embargo. Jennifer King reports.
An island-wide blackout is hitting the 10 million residents of Cuba. At night, the streets are plunged into darkness. Lena May's father usually cooks the rice on an electric stove when the power is on. She says she told her dad they had to buy charcoal because otherwise they'll starve. Fuel reserves have been dwindling since President Trump threatened tariffs on any country that provides oil to the island. A delivery by a Russian tanker back in March ran out by the end of April. As for health care, Mario Cruz with the World Health Organization says over 100,000 surgeries have been postponed, including those for pediatric patients. Like many Cubans, 33-year-old Mario Pedroso was resigned about the total blackout. Oil hasn't come in here for a while, he says, and we have no way to solve the problem. We have to resist, as we Cubans say. That's all. I'm Jennifer King.
WATD News Time, 7:38. Traffic and weather on the 9s next.
Hi, I'm Beth Burke, Director of Admissions and Marketing at Life Care Center of the South Shore.
And I'm Sam Corey, Executive Director of Life Care Center of the South Shore. Choosing a nursing home for short-term rehab or long-term care is serious business. You want a place whose focus is on great care, exceptional rehab, and a clean, home-like environment. We will do whatever it takes to not only meet, but exceed those expectations.
Should you need to go to a skilled nursing and rehab center after a hospital stay, Life Care Center of the South Shore is here for you. Our trusted care team has helped thousands of folks get better and back home quickly and safely after a hospital stay. So if inpatient short-term rehab is for you, use your voice and make the right choice. Tell your doctor or hospital you choose Life Care Center of the South Shore. Please call me, Beth Burke, at 781-545-1370 to schedule a private consult or tour today.
Now, WATD traffic and weather on the 9s.
And good morning. It is 7:39, and it continues to be a very, very tough ride in spots. The expressway northbound is jammed from the Braintree split all the way to Southampton Street. That's about 35 minutes for that drive time. Route 3, we had a breakdown in the active breakdown lane clearing away near Route 53 in Hanover, and then it was slow before Route 18 in Weymouth up into Braintree. Southbound, not too bad at the Sagamore. 25 East, a little busy at the Bourne, but no major delays. Route 44, a little busy near the traffic lights at 105 in Middleborough, and again, 44 West heading into the Middleborough Rotary. 24 is slow up through Brockton as you make your way from Route 27 up towards 93. 93 is slow out of Braintree over to Canton. 128's heavy, 95 to 109 in Dedham. This report is being sponsored by the Early Law Group. Injured? Call early before it's too late. Early Law Group and attorney Chris Early have helped thousands of Massachusetts injury victims fight for the compensation they deserve. Call early before it's too late. 617-444-7777. That's 617-444-7777. Traffic on the 9s. Every morning, traffic emergencies when they happen on WATD. Now, South Shore weather.
At the Blue Hill Observatory this morning, the wind off the water starting to freshen with temperatures into the mid-60s. We've had about 1/4 of an inch of rain so far at Blue Hill, and more is on the way, especially for areas south of Blue Hill into southeastern Massachusetts and the South Shore. By the way, this is going to put a nice dent in the rainfall deficit here at Blue Hill, which is running close to 9 inches now for 2026. We are under flood watches for southeastern Massachusetts through 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Potential is there by the time all is said and done for 1 to 3 inches of rainfall out of this system, and more will fall where thunderstorms line up. Again, that in conjunction with many hours of persistent northeasterly winds will make it feel like we're almost dealing with a summer nor'easter. So those localized flooding issues can be expected with the bulk of the rain falling today. Temperatures top out near 70 for tonight. Clouds and showers will gradually exit. The wind shifts into the north. The overnight low in the upper 50s, becoming mostly sunny for the day on Wednesday. High temperatures near 80. It'll be sunny and hot for the day on Thursday. Your top temp near 90. Friday brings a blend of clouds and sun. It'll be muggy with an afternoon thunderstorm in places. High temperatures into the mid-80s. Next weather in just 10 minutes. For WATD, I'm meteorologist Josh Nichols.
63 degrees at the weather station WATD. I'm Dan McCready at 7:42. The South Shore's morning news continues now on 95.9 WATD.
Great to have you along. The South Shore's morning news. Rob Hakala with the morning team. And on the first Tuesday of every month, it's our Tuesday segment with Dr. Andy Wiemeyer. This month from Contemporary Prosthodontics in Duxbury. Dr. Andy Wiemeyer. Good morning.
Good morning, Rob. How are you?
I am doing very well. How have you been?
Great. I had an awesome fourth.
Yeah.
Fourth was awesome, and now we're getting some rain. I'm glad that, it was really, really hot, but it felt like the fourth.
Well, that's what I was going to say. It had the feeling that I think everybody remembers,
I'd rather have the fourth be,
sizzling.
95 degrees rather than 70 degrees.
Hot, barbecue, beach, just enjoying time by the water. And I think we got that. And then, of course, we need the rain, so we got that. And rain on Mondays and Tuesdays is a good day to get it in.
Absolutely.
We say that. So now let's see. We got some kind of milestones to talk about here.
Yeah. So it's been about now 25 years that I've been in Duxbury. I joined my dad. And it's
not moving out.
Duxbury at Wiemeyer Dentistry and Contemporary Prosthodontics. But today's a little bit different than my usual dental segment because today is also my 25th anniversary with my lovely wife, Kim.
Oh, well, congratulations.
And I have to work on this day. I can't even believe it.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, okay. But you did remember, and he's doing it on the radio.
Yeah, exactly. I met Kim at a wedding of a mutual friend in Connecticut when I was in dental school. Just finished dental school.
Okay.
And we started dating soon after that. And from the very beginning, she's been really the catalyst for so many of the best moments of my life. Together, we've built friendships, traveled, shared adventures, created a lot of great memories. She has an incredible sense of humor. She loves to laugh. She makes everyone around her feel welcome. She's got a lot of friends. And, definitely ending up with her was one of the luckiest things, if not the luckiest thing that ever happened to me.
Oh, so sweet.
Yeah, so it was great. And, then we joined my dad's practice, and Kim took over managing the business. It really wasn't her calling so much.
Okay,
for that career change, it was kind of just
you met her, she was probably going into
she had her own thing. She was a teacher. But she took on managing the business, so I could really just focus on caring for patients. And Wiemeyer Dentistry and Contemporary Prosthodontics simply just wouldn't be what they are today without that foundational work that she put in.
Wow. Well, congratulations.
Yeah, so Kim, thanks for an incredible 25 years, for believing in us and the practice. And
so today is the actual day?
Today is July 7th, 2001.
What was the weather like? Did you see you guys?
It was a beautiful day. It was 80. It was sunny and like 82 degrees.
It was summer wedding.
Married in Connecticut. Yeah.
That's great. Awesome. That's great. And also, Anthony, our intern, is here, and you know that Dr. Andy Wiemeyer not only has a very successful practice with Wiemeyer Dentistry and Contemporary Prosthodontics, and his wife has been very supportive. And I wonder as well, when she got to know him, obviously, going out with a guy who's going to be a dentist and also a musician. Has she been supportive of your music career?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Really. And in fact, I have 2 gigs this week. I've got a gig at Boston Harbor Hotel on Wednesday evening. We're playing outdoors. They have an outdoors summer session, a summer series that they do.
How can people see you?
That's
why not? Let's do a little plug
So that's one of it. That's one of them. We're playing from 6 to 10 on Wednesday night, and then we're also playing at our own hometown Jetty. In Marshfield. We're playing the Jetty on the 11th 11th, that place is always
Such good
fun.
burgers.
And it's always jammed.
Oh, wow.
And so that's going to be probably our highlight gig of the summer, really, just
That'll be
playing
fun.
the Jetty.
That's great to be able to do these things and really satisfy all the different passions in your life. Have a little, creativity. Obviously, work is great and you love that and your craft, but also to do the music. So what's the name of the group again, Doug?
The band is called Bluefish.
Bluefish,
and you can
okay.
find us on Facebook. Really, is probably the best place to find us. It's BLUFISH.
Bluefish,
and it's just like blue. If you put in like Bluefish, I think it's Bluefish Rocks or something like that.
Yeah,
you have Bluefish Duxbury or something like that, and you'll if you don't run into Bluefish Tavern, which is also in Duxbury.
Oh, that's right.
But that's BLUEFISH. But that's where we have a schedule of the gigs we're playing, and we play at the Jetty. We play at Soundcheck Studios in Pembroke quite a bit.
Another good venue,
and that's a great venue to see a band. And
that's great.
And around Plymouth, so
boy, sounds like you got a good summer.
It's a
ahead
good side gig.
Yeah, I know. I was going to say, so just to kind of remind people again, 25 years. We're talking about not only his anniversary, but dentistry in general as well in Duxbury. Give us again a sense of what contemporary prosthodontics. I think most people certainly know the Wiemeyer Dentistry name, but let's give a little plug again what you specialize, because this is the newer part of the business.
Yeah, so contemporary prosthodontics is a specialty practice. I'm a specialist myself, and I have another specialist, a surgical prosthodontist that works with me. And we basically do implants, crowns, dentures, and bridges. And so kind of more dental reconstruction. So, people are keeping their teeth a lot longer these days, and over time, sometimes things can only be fixed so many times, and sometimes they end up in our, we're the ones that can kind of fix things when there's a little bit more extensive work that needs to be done. And we can do that all in-house, which is nice because any surgeries and anything can be done in-house with Dr. Lee, Sam Lee. He's an incredible prosthodontist as well.
Oh, good stuff. And of course, people can find out more online. They can make an appointment.
Yeah,
right?
contemporarypro.com is our website, but also you can reach us at 781-934-2300. And we're accepting new patients, and we're there right now. I'm not there, but I will be shortly. But Dr. Lee's there.
Yeah, Dr. Lee is there, and Dr. Andy Wiemeyer will be there. He's going to be spending some time there, and then of course I imagine there'll be time for a special dinner. You guys go do a dinner?
We actually celebrated some stuff. Yes, we went down to Blue on the Cape. I'm trying to think what the place is called.
Oh, okay.
It's in that shopping area. I'm trying to think.
Okay.
But anyway, it was a great restaurant. But I will say there was a lot of traffic coming back from the Cape yesterday.
No, that was
It was.
There's always that day after. It's kind of the long weekend. Some people. I always think it's the. Again, everybody says. Everybody comes back Sunday, and then you go, I'll come back on Monday. That'll be lighter, and then it's like. Well, you're not the only one that had that.
I think everybody had that thought. Everybody had that thought. They stayed an extra day.
That's it. And why not? It was a great weekend.
It was a great weekend for
250th.
Yeah.
I mean, what a great weekend down the Cape. Yeah. Must have been nice. Well, Dr. Andy Wiemeyer, it's been great to have you in here. And again, congratulations. Happy anniversary. Contemporary Prosthodontics, contemporarypro.com, and of course, Wiemeyer Dentistry. And we do this on the first Tuesday of every month. It's our Toothsday segment on WATD. All right, thank you.
All right, yes, thank you very much. Take care, Anthony. Nice to see you.
Yeah. All right, let's get out to the roads and taking a look at the expressway northbound jam Braintree to a center lane disabled box truck near Granite Ave. Then it's heavy beyond there up towards Andrews Square. Route 3 is slow before Route 18 in Weymouth up into Braintree. We also had a pocket Route 3 North near Route 3A in Kingston. Southbound side, not too bad at the Sagamore. 25 East, a little slow at the Bourne. 24 is slow as you make your way out of Brockton and Avon up towards 93. And then reduced speeds in 93 from Braintree to Canton. And then 128 is heavy really much of the way from 95. We'll call it most of the way up to the Pike now. It's below the speed limit this morning from Canton up into Weston. Traffic on the 9s every morning. Traffic emergencies when they happen on WATD. Now the updated South Shore weather. Weather is being sponsored by Contemporary Prosthodontics. For any dental treatment you need, all under one roof, visit Contemporary Prosthodontics. Call today for a free consultation or visit contemporarypro.com.
Flood watches are in effect through 2 o'clock this afternoon for all of the South Shore and southeastern Massachusetts as we deal with something of a summer nor'easter. The bulk of the rain falling here early on today will generate localized flooding issues. The combination of those downpours in conjunction with many hours of persistent northeasterly winds that will actually last into Wednesday morning, even when the rain shuts off, will make it feel very miserable out there. 1 to 3 inches of rain is likely in totality, and there will be more where thunderstorms develop. So look for some of those windswept showers and thunderstorms here for today. Your top temp close to 70. We drop into the upper 50s tonight with a few showers around early on, plenty of clouds as well. And then for tomorrow, the sky gradually starts to turn sunnier. The high temperature close to 80. Thursday's sunny and hot, highs in the upper 80s. And we'll see a blend of clouds and sun on Friday with a pop-up shower or thunderstorm, high temperatures in the mid-80s. Next weather in just 10 minutes. For WATD, I'm meteorologist Josh Nichols.
Thanks, Josh. And right now, outside our studio in Marshfield, the temperature, we're at 64 degrees at the weather station, WATD. Sports next.
I'm Dr. Wiemeyer from Contemporary Prosthodontics in Duxbury. If you have dental problems such as worn, broken, or missing teeth, dentures that aren't fitting right, or your smile just isn't what it used to be, a prosthodontist is the dental specialist that can help you. We can design a treatment for you that can be accomplished entirely in our office. Veneers, crowns, bridges, dental implants, dentures, you name it. We also offer financial solutions to make it affordable. Call us today for a free consultation, 781-934-2300, or find us at contemporarypro.com.
.753 WATD Sports. Good morning. I'm Rob Hakala. Our sports report is sponsored by Cape Cod 5, passionate about supporting the financial wellness of individuals, families, and businesses across southeastern Massachusetts. Visit their new location on Commerce Way in Plymouth today. All right, back to work for the Red Sox after a night off. Sox will begin a 3-game series against the White Sox in Chicago tonight at 7:40. Well, the U.S.'s hopes to go deeper in the World Cup, well, those dreams were shattered last night in Seattle, as those dreams were shattered following a decisive victory by Belgium. 4-1 would be the final score. Belgium beating Team USA. We get more from the AP's Jennifer King. And we'll get more on that now from the AP's Jennifer King, talking more about the U.S. and their loss last night in Seattle to Belgium. And
in the game, on the bench, frustrated coach Mauricio Pochettino kicked a rack and sent water bottles flying.
I think we were not good enough. It wasn't our day. We didn't perform in the way that we supposed to perform.
Belgium's Charles de Ketelaar scored twice and assisted on another goal. He said FIFA's decision to suspend U.S. star Fowler and Balogun's red card may have actually helped.
For sure, it motivated us a little bit more.
A gaffe by U.S. goalkeeper Matt Friese in the second half gave Belgium's Hans Vanaken goal number 3, and Romelu Lukaku stunned with the final goal in stoppage time. Malik Tillman scored the sole U.S. goal, tying it up at 30 minutes with a deflected free kick after a foul. The Red Devils go on to play Spain in Inglewood on Friday. Audio courtesy FIFA. I'm Jennifer King.
all right, so Spain beat Portugal 1-0. Action today, Argentina versus Egypt at noon. Switzerland versus Colombia, that will be at 4. And then there will be a game played in Foxborough. That will be on Thursday at Boston Stadium. They're going to have the France versus Morocco match at 4. And that's your update on sports.
At Cape Cod 5, we know that strong businesses create strong communities. That's why we're committed to being more than just a bank. We're a trusted financial partner dedicated to helping businesses of all sizes thrive. Whether it's a local business looking for its first loan, a family-owned business planning for the next generation, or an expanding company seeking new opportunities, we provide the financial solutions and personalized support to fuel success. Reach out to us. We're here to help. CapeCod5.com, member FDIC, equal housing lender, NMLS number 401717.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
Trust is earned. That's why I've stuck with Straight Talk. Same price since 2009 on Verizon's 5G network. Cause shoot, anyone can make a promise. Keeping it for years, that means something.
Now plans starting at $25 a month with 4 lines. Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Same price claim applies only to the base monthly price of our $45 plan from October 2009 to present.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce! Spruce! Spruce!
It's Spruce, the weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people, pets, and bees. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Spruce, pet friendly, weed deadly. Find wherever weed killers are sold.
Now, the Old Colony Elder Services Tip of the Month. As we celebrate Independence Day, we're reminded that independence means something special at every life stage. For older adults, it may mean remaining connected to family, community, and culture. OCES offers services that help individuals remain independent in their own homes and communities. To learn more about how OCES supports independence at every age, visit OCESMA.org.
I'm Nicole Long, CEO at OCES. For more than 51 years, OCES has been empowering older adults and individuals with disabilities by providing information to support safe and healthy living as they grow older. Whether you need nutrition support, home care, or caregiver support, OCES connects you with the programs and community resources you need to stay independent. For more information, call 508-584-1561 or visit us at OCESMA.org.
Hi, this is Paul Solano of the Paul Ponders Radio Show, presented by Northeastern Fence and Supply Corporation of Saugus, where they have fences for your kids, dogs, and ugly neighbors. Please join me for season number 2, Saturdays from 12:08 to 1 p.m. before the music with Ron Dwyer. It was a great first year in the slot of the Boiling Point with Arthur Boyle. We have really informative segments on technology, health and wellness, business and finances, nonprofits, and Paul Pondering Thoughts. Catch you on Saturdays at 12:08 p.m. #Indeed.
On 95.9 WATD. All right, coming up, we have the 8 o'clock news. We're going to check in with EBC right at the top of the hour. Dan McCready with local news at 8:02. And, of course, you can be a part of the show. The text line is open for you to connect in. You can send a text message, something you want to share, information about a story or a topic. Feel free. You can text the show and connect in. Send your text message to 781-837-4900, 781-837-4900. The text line sponsored by Auto Shine Auto Body in Abington and Braintree. 7:59 WATD's traffic and weather on the 9s. And the ride on the expressway northbound remains jammed from Braintree up to a center lane box truck breakdown at Granite Ave. Then it's heavy up to Andrews Square, and then we've got a crash in the breakdown lane northbound on the expressway just approaching the O'Neill Tunnel. Route 3 on the northbound side is slow before Route 18 up into Braintree. We also had a pocket Route 3 northbound near Route 3A in Kingston. Some company down at the Cape Bridges, no big backups. Weather for today, cloudy skies, rain, heavy at times, a high 69, 64 now at 8.
This is the South Shores radio station, WATD FM Marshfield. And on your smart speaker, say play WATD.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. President Trump has just arrived in Turkey for meetings with NATO leaders. Also on the agenda, meeting tomorrow with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. ABC's Karen Travers is traveling with the president.
The expectation is Zelensky's going to be pushing for more missile interceptors. Zelensky said it is critically important that the world at this NATO summit comes out with strong decisions.
President Trump spoke with Russia's President Vladimir Putin for an hour and a half on the 4th of July. New sexual assault allegations being leveled against Maine Democratic Senate candidate Graham Plattner, and now many who have been supporting him are calling on him to leave the race. Day 2 of the preliminary hearing in Utah, where prosecutors are laying out evidence against Tyler Robinson, the man accused of killing Charlie Kirk. Thousands of nurses at Brigham and Women's Hospital in Boston threatening to go on strike tomorrow over pay and health insurance. This is ABC News. Got a new baby? If so, you're eligible for $1,000 in a Trump account. New bank accounts for kids under 18. They get special tax advantages. ABC senior White House correspondent Selena Wang has a few of the rules.
Right now, you sign up by opting in on IRS Form 4547 when you file your tax returns, but the administration has just announced that soon parents will be able to sign up at the hospital right after their babies are born as they're signing up for their baby's social security numbers. Again, only babies born between 2025 and 2028 get that one-time $1,000 contribution from the government, but any child under 18 can have this tax advantage savings account.
Despite a recent drop in jet fuel prices, airline tickets so far are not following suit. Experts tell the Wall Street Journal it's because travelers are still buying, keeping demand high. Shutdown of budget airline Spirit also reducing pressure on other airlines to cut their prices. I'm Sherry Preston, ABC News.
News, weather,
traffic. 95.9 WATD.
959WATD.com.
64 degrees outside of our South Shore studios at 8:02. Good morning. I'm Dan McCready, WATD News. And the news being brought to you by the Early Law Group. Injured, call early before it's too late. 617-444-7777. A Boston man was sentenced on Friday in Boston federal court for drug trafficking on the South Shore. 34-year-old Adonis Graham of Boston will serve 48 months in prison, followed by 3 years supervised release. He pleaded guilty to possession with intent to distribute cocaine. His co-defendant, Giovanni Fiol, pleaded guilty last month to possession with intent to distribute cocaine and unlawful possession of a firearm. He was sentenced to serve 10 years, followed by 4 years supervised release. The U.S. Attorney's Office said that Graham and Foyol were arrested in December after search warrants were executed at numerous residences and stash houses associated with the Brockton-based Harvard Street Gang and their Randolph-based affiliates. One of the places searched was an apartment in Dorchester, which Foyol used as a stash location. Investigators say they found over 1,000 grams of cocaine, 2 loaded guns, and $2,000 cash in the apartment. Authorities say an investigation targeting gangs in the Brockton and Randolph areas resulted in a series of arrests. WATD News Time, 8:04. More of the day's top stories still to come.
Hi, I'm attorney Chris Early. If you've been injured in a car accident, slip and fall, or another serious accident, you may be feeling overwhelmed, stressed, and unsure of what to do next. That's where me and my team can help. At Early Law Group, we take the time to listen, answer your questions, and guide you through the legal process every step of the way. We believe every client deserves personal attention and compassionate representation.
Injured? Call early before it's too late. Early Law Group, 617-444-7777. That's 617-444-7777.
Call early before it's too late.
WATD News Time coming up on 8:05, and the news being brought to you by Mutual of Omaha, your local reverse mortgage specialist. Contact David Tortolot today at 617-797-3277. A FEMA grant and citizenship awards will be among the items on the agenda for tonight's Plymouth Select Board meeting. And joining us this morning with a preview is Town Manager Derek Brindisi. Mr. Brindisi, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
So as I mentioned, the board will discuss a Federal Emergency Management Agency grant for fire and emergency staffing.
Yeah, so this is a very important grant, and this is something I talked a lot about during last year's budget process. When we look at the data with our fire department over the last 10 years, we have realized that 10 years ago, we had about 7,000 calls for service across that annual year, and now that has jumped to 14,000 calls for service. So the number of calls for service has doubled over a 10-year period, and over that same 10-year period, we've only added 8 additional firefighters. So this SAFER grant that we're going for will add an additional 12 firefighters to our complement of the existing 120. So what we recognize is that there's been a lot of development, as we all know, in this community, and that development has really driven calls for service in fire and police. And so we haven't done a good job keeping pace with our staffing levels. So this $3 million grant will help us get there a little bit closer.
The Plymouth For All Committee will be presenting outstanding citizenship awards.
Yeah, so each and every year, Plymouth for All, formerly known as No Place for Hate Committee, they recognize a number of individuals in our community for their contributions and for their work. So tonight, this year's awards will go to Molly Ann St. Galais, Zachary Hodge, and Rebecca Jankowski. So they'll be there this evening, to present the awards and to recognize those three individuals for their contributions for this community.
That will be followed by an executive session overview.
Town Council Attorney Kate McKay, she will be in front of the Select Board this evening. She will primarily speak to the various exemptions for why the Select Board can go in executive session. There has been some questions recently as to a most recent decision made about waiving their first right of refusal for a piece of property, and that was taking place in executive session. And so I think it's important for the community to recognize that there are certain reasons that the Select Board can go in executive session, and that will be discussed publicly this evening so that the community at large can get a better appreciation for those exemptions.
The board will also discuss a 179th Court Street development agreement.
Yeah, so this is a big one tonight. We've been talking to a national developer over the last year and a half, and this developer wants to redevelop the Benny's property. As we all know, the Benny's property has been dormant for about 10 years now, and we've entertained various developers over the course of the last number of years for potential developments. However, this group, we think we're very close to an agreement. They plan to build about a 200-bed structure that will provide long-term care living, assisted living, and a memory care unit at the location. And so that it does a couple of things. It helps serve our community. As we all know, over 40% of our population is 55 and older, and so we have a growing need on that end. But also on this site, thanks to our assistant town manager, she was able to negotiate an additional component to this property where there'll be two mixed-use structures on the front portion of that parcel that will allow for retail and commercial space on the lower level and residential units on the upper level. And then in addition to all of that, there'll be some public benefits. So we're in negotiations of maybe creating a park on the property or a dog park on the property or maybe some various other recreational activities like pickleball. So this developer will be in front of the Select Board tonight. They'll present their final product to the board in hopes that the board will approve a development agreement.
Well, tonight's Select Board meeting will begin at 6 o'clock, and that'll be at Plymouth Town Hall. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We do appreciate it.
Great. Thanks for having me.
Traffic and weather next.
I'm talking with David Tortolot, a local certified reverse mortgage professional with Mutual of Omaha Reverse Mortgage. David, I've heard you say that the growth feature on a reverse mortgage line of credit is considered to be the secret sauce that makes this unique home mortgage so special. Can you explain that?
Sure, Rob. The most popular way to set up a reverse mortgage is to set it all up as a reverse equity line of credit. This is the part that I refer to as the secret sauce. So let me explain. While the borrowed line of credit sits in the home, the amount of that line of credit actually grows because the borrower's age increases after the reverse mortgage is in place. It's sort of a protection or hedge on a portion of the home's equity that continues to grow over time, even if the home value goes down after the reverse mortgage is in place.
Call 617-797-3277. NMLS number 46902. Lender NMLS number 1025894. Equal housing lender.
Now, WATD traffic and weather on the 9s.
All right, and the time now is just past 8:09, and the expressway northbound is jammed from Braintree up to a center lane disabled box truck we had reported at Granite Ave. And then we also have a crash. It's in the breakdown lane just before the entrance to the O'Neill Tunnel. So it's not blocking a travel lane, but the drive time from Braintree to Boston is coming in at about, it's got to be close to 40 minutes. It's 37 minutes now, Braintree to Boston. Route 3 on the northbound side, it looks like we picked up a problem. I think it's Route 3 north. It's a crash reported near Smith's Lane in Kingston. That's Route 3 north, a crash near Smith's Lane in Kingston to watch out for. Traffic is jammed back before Route 44 in Plymouth, so expect a tough ride through there. And then we had more delays from Route 18 in Weymouth up into Braintree. Down the Cape, not too bad at the Sagamore. Some company at the Bourne. 495 northbound, I'm not sure. I think we might have picked up a crash 495 north before Route 44 in Middleborough. That looks like it's jammed back to 105. 24 on the northbound side is heavy, starting before Harrison Boulevard in Avon. And 128 still sluggish much of the way from Canton up past the Pike. Traffic on the 9s every morning. Traffic emergencies when they happen on WATD. Now the updated South Shore weather.
Flood watches are in effect through 2 o'clock this afternoon for all of the South Shore and southeastern Massachusetts as we deal with something of a summer nor'easter. The bulk of the rain falling here early on today will generate localized flooding issues. The combination of those downpours in conjunction with many hours of persistent northeasterly winds that will actually last into Wednesday morning even when the rain shuts off will make it feel very miserable out there. 1 to 3 inches of rain is likely in totality, and there will be more where thunderstorms develop. So look for some of those windswept showers and thunderstorms here for today. Your top temp close to 70. We drop into the upper 50s tonight with a few showers around early on, plenty of clouds as well. And then for tomorrow, the sky gradually starts to turn sunnier. The high temperature close to 80. Thursday's sunny and hot, highs of the upper 80s. And we'll see a blend of clouds and sun on Friday with a pop-up shower or thunderstorm, high temperatures in the mid-80s. Next weather in just 10 minutes. For WATD, I'm meteorologist Josh Nichols.
64 degrees at the weather station WATD. I'm Dan McCready at 8:13. The South Shore's morning news continues now on 95.9 WATD.
Great to have you along. The South Shore's morning news. Rob Hakala with the morning team. Anthony's our intern. Dan in the newsroom, and you on the text line. 781-837-4900. Any topic, chime in if you can safely do so. 781-837-4900. David Snell off this week after the Independence Day holiday.
That's right.
So David enjoying his time off. David Snell is our tech guy from Smart IT in Wareham. He'll be back next Tuesday after the news at 8. All right, so let's see. You can chime in on any topic this morning. A lot of people chiming in. Some people still chiming in on the 4th of July. People want to talk about it. It's the big 250th. Doesn't come around very often. Anthony will most likely be here to enjoy the 300th.
Oh, let's
Many
hope
of us will be dead, but Anthony will enjoy the 300th. No, okay. But Anthony, some people remember the bicentennial, 1976, and here we are in 2026, 250th anniversary. 300 should be really fun. If you thought the 250th was big, that 300th better be.
I hope
better
I
be a
make
good
it.
party.
Fingers crossed.
All right. You can chime in on that. Also, of course, many people chiming in on the whole World Cup issue with the president getting involved. Good idea, bad idea. Would it have mattered anyway? Who knows, really? As the U.S. men's national team road to the World Cup came to an end the last night in Seattle, 4-1, losing
Hard
to
loss.
Belgium. ABC's Christiane Cordero reports from Washington.
FIFA decided to postpone U.S. star striker Flo Balogun's one-match suspension. Balogun received the penalty in the U.S.'s last game against Bosnia and Herzegovina. But despite popular opinion that the referee in that match made a bad call, FIFA has not changed the call itself, instead citing a rarely used exception and let him play. That decision came after President Trump called FIFA President Gianni Infantino. Both Trump and Infantino deny that call had any influence over FIFA's decision, which was made through a separate committee.
Here you go. Yeah, they mainly said they were talking about the weather, and that was it. No, I'm kidding. I don't. Who knows what they were talking about? The guy, it's great. That FIFA president, you always see him in the stands. They always show him there. I was going to say last night, I was joking. I said maybe, if you see him with a telephone in his hand, then you can see more shenanigans going on. As I said, I think one of the listeners said it best about really this whole thing maybe getting into their heads as well. It had to have played a factor. It's there. Lisa and Hummerock checked in. Good morning. I agree with Dan's comments. Perhaps the president shouldn't have reached out and not said anything, or, if he did, not say that he did and that he took care of it, because he was personally saying, I know how to do these things. And wouldn't be surprised if past presidents have done something similar discreetly. Again, there are many things that happen that you wouldn't know about it.
You would never know.
You would never know about it. So before you but again, he meaning President Trump, usually would want to do things more publicly. I think that's more of his style.
It's unfortunate. All the host countries are now out of the World Cup. Mexico, Canada, and the U.S.
That's it. I know. Kathy, again, said the president should have never stepped in. It tarnished the game. We live in tough times for sure as a country, but WATD lightens the day. There you go, right? It's not all doom and gloom here.
Not at WATD.
Pete from Hingham checking in on the rain. He's doing his DoorDash and Ubering today, so please remember to
Keep
tip.
that food dry.
Yeah, that's right. Here you go. Here's the cardboard box all melting away.
He's doing some good work.
So make sure you tip him, right? You got to tip your driver.
So
tip
you
your
can get
Uber
your Dunkin'
driver.
Donuts coffee.
Yeah. So that's our good friend again. That's That's Pete from Hingham checking in. Let's see. He wants to know if we're going to send out Dan and Jason to do some DoorDash and Ubering. I don't know. I think it's just too wet for Jason. And I don't know if Dan's done that before. I've ridden in an Uber once, but I've never wanted to drive. But I don't know. Dan?
I have a bad sense of direction.
Oh, okay. Then that probably would be an issue, I imagine, getting items.
I would think that is, when people say the preferred route, I'm like, I know one.
Yep.
And if you need something else, I can't help you.
And you said suspension in sports is part of the game.
It is.
It is.
It is. Like I said, my only point on that was, I would like to have there be some kind of an appeal process. If you think the referee made the wrong call, I think that you should be able to appeal somehow.
If there's something that's so ridiculous, then, I feel like the majority of the soccer world, the people that really know this, say this is a ridiculous call. And there are going to be other ridiculous calls. And I don't know, someone said these refs, some of them stink.
There's been a lot of complaints about the refereeing in this game, the officiating.
Many referees stink, depending on. I think it goes with the game. It starts out even in Little League, but That's so. But there should be some. There just should be something so that nobody feels that anything is tainted or rigged, or I'd rather not know anything's rigged. I think that's it. So. But you can text in on that, 781-837-4900. Did the presidents, did that make you proud, excited? Or were you someone that also, as we had people here, that ended up wanting to root against the USA? They actually became, they changed and gave up their flag and got a Belgium flag because the president got involved. I think that was going a little too far. Because, again, I don't blame the players out there. They didn't want any. They just wanted to go out and have fun and win the game. And they didn't ask for the president to make a call, I don't think.
No, and I think once again we have concluded that perhaps if the president did make this call, he shouldn't have told people he made this call. Because he did say that on Truth Social.
Exactly. When I get involved, I do things behind the scenes, right? That's what we should do. All right. Pete from Hingham says, remember those kids from Ipswich lacrosse? Suspension is part of the game.
Yeah.
I think that was about the cigars or something.
Yeah, it was about cigars.
That was very recent, too, yeah.
Yeah, and apparently there was a whole bunch of different versions.
We
were just talking about
I don't know whatever happened,
but President Trump did not call on their behalf as far as I know.
No, he did not. It's true. No. I didn't think about that. I guess in that case, maybe the governor could have got involved. I don't know if that's the more local level. Let's see. And Gray Wolf checked in. Good morning, WATD. Another beautiful day above the ground.
That is true.
God. There you go.
That's true.
And we finally got some much-needed rain. So
that's true.
Oh, yeah, the gardens.
So, there you go. All right,
and if you haven't washed your car, nature's taking care of it.
That is true. Yeah, absolutely.
You gotta love that.
All right, well, text in any topic if you want to chime in about the rain, about FIFA, about Graham Plattner.
Let us know what you're planting in your garden.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That's my question for the day.
781-837-4900. It's a text line sponsored by Auto Shine Auto Body in Abington and Braintree. 781-837-4900. All right, we got a crash. Route 3 on the northbound side. It's in the breakdown lane, we're told. Route 3 northbound near Smith's Lane in Kingston. And traffic was jammed as you make your way up through that stretch because of that crash. Route 3 north, that was just in the area near Smith's Lane in Kingston. And we had traffic jammed back before Route 44, almost back to Samoset Street in Plymouth. And then more delays, Route 18 up to Braintree. Southbound, not too bad at the Sagamore, not too bad at the Bourne. 495 northbound, we had a crash reported. It's a medical emergency now, we're being told. 495 north and Luff Lane prior to Route 18, prior to Route 18 in Middleborough. You're back to 105. The expressway is filled in from Braintree up past that disabled box truck in the center lane at Granite Ave, and it's slow up to Southampton Street. Traffic on the 9s every morning. Traffic emergencies when they happen on WATD. Now, the updated South Shore weather. All right, let's get the details now. Meteorologist Josh Nichols with the South Shore's most accurate and dependable weather, and it's being sponsored by Bellstar Jewelry. Shop Bellstar Jewelry's grand reopening sale. Now through July 18, enjoy 25% off everything in the store. Visit the Anderson Plaza on Route 139 in Pembroke or online at bellstarjewelry.com. Bellstarjewelry.com. They're right there, the Anderson Plaza, Route 139 in Pembroke.
Flood watches are in effect through 2 o'clock this afternoon for all of the South Shore and southeastern Massachusetts as we deal with something of a summer nor'easter. The bulk of the rain falling here early on today will generate localized flooding issues. The combination of those downpours in conjunction with many hours of persistent northeasterly winds that will actually last into Wednesday morning, even when the rain shuts off, will make it feel very miserable out there. 1 to 3 inches of rain is likely in totality, and there will be more where thunderstorms develop. So look for some of those windswept showers and thunderstorms here for today. Your top temp close to 70. We drop into the upper 50s tonight with a few showers around early on, plenty of clouds as well. And then for tomorrow, the sky gradually starts to turn sunnier. The high temperature close to 80. Thursday sunny and hot, highs in the upper 80s. And we'll see a blend of clouds and sun on Friday with a pop-up shower, thunderstorm, high temperatures in the mid-80s. Next weather in just 10 minutes. For WATD, I'm meteorologist Josh Nichols.
Thanks, Josh. And right now, outside our studio in Marshfield, the temperature, we're at 64 degrees at the weather station. Sports next.
Jewelry is more than something you wear. It's a celebration, a milestone, a family story. The pieces you treasure today become the memories you'll pass on tomorrow. That's why generations of South Shore families have trusted Bellstar Jewelry in Pembroke for expert repair, restoration, and guidance. The Frasca family is proud to continue the tradition of personal service and craftsmanship that customers have relied on for decades. Visit Bellstar Jewelry at Anderson Plaza, Route 139 in Pembroke, or online at bellstarjewelry.com. A trusted jeweler is your best advisor. Bellstar Jewelry.
WATD Sports at 8:23. Good morning. I'm Rob Hakala. Sports sponsored by Cross Insurance this time around. Cross Insurance in Marshfield. For all your home, auto, and business insurance needs, contact Cross Insurance. They're on Ocean Street in Marshfield. Cross Insurance. Well, it was a quiet night as the Red Sox were off last night. Tonight, they will begin a 3-game series against the White Sox in Chicago. First pitch at 7:40. Peyton Tolley is expected to get the start for the Red Sox. Celtics President Brad Stevens says trading Jaylen Brown to Philadelphia was necessary for financial flexibility in the changing NBA landscape. We also heard as well from the Celtics owner, Bill Chisholm. And he was asked about, is there a directive? Is this all about ownership? Saying, hey, we gotta trade Jaylen Brown. You had to do it because it's all about the money.
Is there any mandate or directive coming down from the ownership group that you guys needed to alleviate some pressure with the cap?
No, absolutely not. I mean, this was all about basically trying to win. I think really trusting in our process. We have the best front office in the NBA, and they put in their work and they came to the conclusion this was the best way for us to win, and that's the mandate, is to win. And I just have to keep saying that. we'll spend whatever it takes to do that.
Okay.
The mandate is to win, and Brad and his team came with a recommendation. This is the way we're gonna win.
All right. Well, we will see, I guess. That's Bill Chisholm says no directive from ownership to trade Jaylen Brown, as he says he's trying to win. So we'll see. All right. And, of course, we talked a lot about the World Cup. The USA is all done. They lost to Belgium.
The U.S. was beaten 4-1 by Belgium in the knockout match in Seattle Monday night, ending the U.S. men's World Cup dreams. Defensive mistakes put the Americans on their heels early in the game. On the bench, frustrated coach Mauricio Pochettino kicked a rack and sent water bottles flying.
I think we were not good enough. It wasn't our day. We didn't perform in the way that we supposed to perform.
Belgium's Charles de Ketelaere scored twice and assisted on another goal. He said FIFA's decision to suspend U.S. star Fowler and Balogun's red card may have actually helped.
For sure, it motivated us a little bit more.
A gaffe by U.S. goalkeeper Matt Friese in the second half gave Belgium's Hans Vanaken goal number 3, and Romelu Lukaku stunned with a final goal in stoppage time. Malik Tillman scored the sole U.S. goal, tying it up at 30 minutes with a deflected free kick after a foul. The Red Devils go on to play Spain in Inglewood on Friday. Audio courtesy FIFA. I'm Jennifer King.
As Spain knocked off Portugal yesterday, 1-0. Action today, Argentina versus Egypt at noon. Switzerland versus Colombia. That game will be at 4. And that's your update on sports.
Searching for ways to save on your insurance premiums? Hi, I'm Carol from Cross Insurance, with local offices in Braintree and Marshfield. Cross Insurance and Safety Insurance want to help you save. Did you know that increasing the deductibles on your homeowners and auto insurance could help lower your insurance premiums? Plus, by insuring both your home and car with safety insurance and cross insurance, you could potentially save up to 20%. Safety insurance has numerous coverage options, competitive pricing, and a broad selection of discounts, including a customer loyalty discount, good student, and a discount for paying your policy in full. With more than 75 years in business, Cross Insurance has the local experience you need and the great service you deserve. Our team is here to answer any questions you may have about coverage options and available discounts. If you're searching for savings, call Cross Insurance at 781-848-8600 to get started. That's Cross Insurance at 781-848-8600.
Honey, you're not going to believe this.
What now?
The car got dinged again. I was pulling out of the parking garage, and I didn't see that last pylon. I barely clipped it.
Oh, unreal. That car was so nice when we first got it, and now it's an eyesore. Every time we look at it, there's a dent here, a scratch there.
You're right. Remember how excited we were when we bought it? I guess that's just life, though. Still, it would be nice to turn back the clock on this thing.
Yeah, it's like we need a time machine for the car. Whoa! Where did you come from? How'd you get in our kitchen?
Relax, I'm from the future.
The future?
That's right, and in exactly 2 minutes, you're going to hear a radio commercial for Luchetti's Complete Auto Center. And after you hear it, you'll bring your car there, they'll fix the dents, repair the scratches, and make it look like it just rolled off the showroom floor.
So you're saying Luchetti's is basically a time machine for cars?
Exactly. From parking lot dings and minor scrapes to major collision repairs, they've got you covered. In fact, they'll even repair the damage from that manure truck you're going to hit next week.
The what truck?
Thanks for the warning. Luchetti's it is, honey. Let's go.
Just try to keep it under 88 miles per hour on the way there, huh?
Good morning. We're coming to you from the WATD Coastal Heritage Bank studios. You can check out our great studios up there on the YouTube page. We're live, WATD Radio on YouTube. Coastal Heritage Bank, community focused, locally trusted since 1889. Coastal Heritage Bank, growing together. Member FDIC, member DIF. 8:30 News is coming up with Dan McCready. We'll get you updated on the morning's top stories. Next half hour, our South Shore Chamber of Commerce segment. Tim Cahill will join us and a special guest after the 8:30 news. Right now, 8:29, WATD's traffic and weather on the 9s and the ride on Route 3 on the northbound side. We had that crash. That cleared already, so some good news there. Near Smith's Lane in Kingston, you get some slowdowns coming up past Route 44 in Smith's Lane in Kingston. A little bit busy going into the lane shift after Route 14 in Duxbury, and then more delays before Route 18 in Weymouth up into Braintree. Moderate volume, but not too bad at the Sagamore. 495 northbound is jammed from 105 in Middleborough to a medical emergency in the left lane. 495 northbound, that's prior to Route 18 in Middleborough. Taking a look at the 24 drive, that's sluggish. Harrison Boulevard up to 93, and the expressway is still jammed. Braintree up to that center lane box truck that's broken down near Granite Ave, and then it remains heavy after that towards Southampton Street. The drive time, 42 minutes now from Braintree to Boston. A very tough ride this morning with just heavy delays and wet roads. South Shore weather. We are dealing with wet roads with the rain today, which will be falling through much of the day, and sometimes heavy at times, some downpours. Temperature near 70. Tonight, cloudy, lingering showers, largely tapering off late to low 60. Tomorrow, plenty of sun, 78. 64 in Marshfield. Good morning, it's 8:30.
The South Shore's Morning News on 95.9 FM WATD.
64 degrees outside of our South Shore studios at 8:30. Good morning, I'm Dan McCready, WATD News. And the news being brought to you by Tiny & Sons Glass. His boys do a good job. 1-888-64-TINIES. Whitman Fire Chief Timothy Clancy is calling it a career. Clancy is retiring on July 10th after 35 years with the Whitman Fire Department. Chief Clancy began his career with Whitman Fire Rescue in 1991 as an 18-year-old high school senior serving as an on-call firefighter. He became a full-time firefighter in 1997, was promoted to lieutenant in 2008. He was appointed chief in July of 2021. In his retirement letter to the Select Board, Chief Clancy said that what started as an opportunity to serve his hometown became a lifelong commitment to the safety and well-being of Whitman citizens. He said it has been the honor of a lifetime to serve the community where he grew up. Deputy Fire Chief Nicholas Grasso will serve as acting chief until the Select Board appoints a replacement. As America celebrates the 250th anniversary of independence, a colonial fair was held at Jacobs Field in Norwell. WATD's Christian Maitre has more.
The Norwell Historical Society held a colonial fair at Jacobs Field, complete with colonial-era reenactors and a military demonstration. Captain Mark Booth of Colonel Bailey's 2nd Massachusetts Regiment led his men in a military drill.
Fire! What you just saw was just a drill and a manual of arms. We went through various positions where you're supporting your muskets, moving around with it, things like that. They went through the firing procedures on a couple of different occasions.
Regiment member Kyle Erickson spoke about the types of food rations that militia members were given.
We have a pound of salt pork and a pound of biscuits, which would be standard ration per day for a militiaman. And then we have rice and corn, we have beans, and we have flour that would be given once a week.
Across the street from the field, the historical Jacobs Farm was open for free tours. President of the Norwell Historical Society, Wendy Wawabe, said that the Norwell Scituate area and the Jacobs family played an active role in the Revolutionary War.
In Norwell, which of course in 1776 was part of Scituate. So in Scituate, we had hundreds of people, hundreds of men that volunteered to be in the Scituate militia or in the Continental Army. And actually, the Jacobs farmhouse, 3 of the sons all were served in the Revolutionary War.
This festival is just one of many events put on by the Norwell Historical Society. For a complete list of historical happenings this year, go to norwellhistoricalsociety.org. Reporting from Norwell, Christian Maitre, WATD News.
WATD News Time, 8:34. More of the day's top stories still to come.
It was the summer of 1969, and Toby Gibson was taking the prettiest girl in school, Diane Lane, on their first official date. Toby's dad let him take his prized Ford LTD Country Squire, a beautiful vehicle with wood grain paneling, massive interior space, and a V8 engine, to the Marshfield Drive-In Theater. Toby was pulling out all the stops. Easy Rider was playing on the big screen that night, and Toby and Diane saw most of the movie. Of course, Toby was going to clean all the popcorn that had somehow found its way onto the floor before he returned his dad's car. But when the movie ended, Toby wasn't thinking about that just yet, or about much of anything, really. A love struck Toby's head was still up in the clouds. Amidst first love's fog, Toby forgot to unhook the speaker from the car, pulled away, and came crashing back to earth as that speaker smashed through the driver's side window of his father's Country Squire. I guess it's true what the song says. Love hurts.
I'm Peter Brown from Tiny & Sons Auto Glass. Windshield broken? Just call 1-888-64-TINIES. And thank you.
WATD News Time, 8:35, and the news being brought to you by Cape Cod 5, passionate about supporting the financial wellness of individuals, families, and businesses across southeastern Massachusetts. Visit their new location on Commerce Way in Plymouth today. A striper tournament and ride shares will be among the topics of discussion when the Scituate Select Board meets tonight. And joining us this morning with a preview is Town Administrator Jim Boudreau. Mr. Boudreau, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning, Dan. Thanks for having me.
Before we get to the meeting, I wanted to ask you what the current water situation is in town right now with this ongoing drought.
We're in a Tier 2 water ban, similar to all the other communities around here. No automatic sprinklers use allowed at all. No washing of cars or boats. Handheld hoses only after 5 p.m. and before 9 a.m. The Scituate Water Department has employees now going around. For the month of June, we were giving out warning notices to residents, but at this point, residents caught violating the water ban will be receiving fines from the Water Department. So water usage has been high. Obviously, over the 4th of July weekend, it generally is high. We hope to see that come down in the next couple of weeks, but we do need people to really pay attention and live by the water ban. As like everybody else, our water usage is high, and the drought is taking a toll on our reservoir and our wells.
Now, on to tonight's meeting, which will include an interview involving the Scituate Housing Authority.
Yeah, these are the Scituate Housing Authority tenant board members. Under the statute, the tenants have a seat on the Scituate Housing Authority board. They are appointed by the Select Board. We have 2 candidates coming tonight that the board will interview and hopefully appoint one of them to fill the vacancy.
That will be followed by a discussion regarding the first annual Scituate Striper Tournament.
Yeah, Recreation and the Harbor Master's Office have really been trying to plan events around the harbor to bring people down to the harbor. So this will be the first annual fishing derby, the annual Scituate Striper Classic. It'll go July 18th from 5 a.m. to 4 p.m., from 4 p.m. to 6:30, which will be when they have the banquet, the winner's announcement. Up to 4 persons per boat. Single spots available. Wedging fishes are judged by length, not by height. A whole bunch of recommendations, a whole bunch of requirements that's on the town website. But really, moving down, the stripers are running, from what I understand. So it'd be a good time to come down, try your luck at fishing, see if you can win a prize.
There will also be a discussion regarding the allocation of the Transportation Network Company Fund.
Yeah, this is. It sounds a lot more impressive than it is. This is the share of rideshare, Uber, and Lyft monies that originated in Scituate that come back to the town. We get about $2,000, a little bit more. And what we do is we allocate that towards our road. It doesn't vote on the board, so we'll allocate that towards our road work and things like that.
Well, tonight's Select Board meeting will begin at 6:30, and that'll be at Scituate Town Hall. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We do appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you. WATD News Time, 8:38. Traffic and weather on the 9s next.
At Cape Cod 5, we're proud to take an active role in helping to create strong and vibrant communities throughout our region. From volunteering to providing financial education to sponsoring local events and organizations, giving back is a part of who we are. In fact, Cape Cod 5 gives over $1.5 million annually to community organizations, making a meaningful difference in the lives of those on Cape Cod, on the islands, and in southeastern Mass. Find out more at capecod5.com, member FDIC.
Now, WATD traffic and weather on the 9s.
And good morning. The time now is 8:39, and we are dealing with some slow spots out there. Wet roads to be aware of this morning, so allow some extra travel time as you make your way up this morning. Route 3 on the northbound side. Got some slowdowns getting by Route 44 in Plymouth and again near Route 3A in Kingston. The rain and an earlier crash making for a slow ride through there. And then we also have some delays from Route 18 up into Braintree. Over on 495, we had reports of a medical emergency in the left lane. 495 north before Route 18, you're back to 105. A little before that in Middleborough, that's very tough through there. 24 is slow through Avon and Stoughton. The expressway is tough from Braintree up to Columbia Road. Again, approaching the O'Neill Tunnel. The box truck they had near Granite Ave on the expressway is gone. But it is a slow ride with the wet roads. We're calling it 44 minutes from Braintree to Boston this morning. This report is sponsored by Early Law Group. Injured? Call early before it's too late. Early Law Group and attorney Chris Early have helped thousands of Massachusetts injury victims fight for the compensation they deserve. Call early before it's too late at 617-444 617-444-7777. That's 617-444-7777. Traffic on the 9s every morning. Traffic emergencies when they happen on WATD. Now, South Shore weather.
At the Blue Hill Observatory this morning, the wind off the water starting to freshen with temperatures into the mid-60s. We've had about 1/4 of an inch of rain so far at Blue Hill, and more is on the way, especially for areas south of Blue Hill into southeastern Massachusetts and the South Shore. By the way, this is going to put a nice dent in the rainfall deficit here at Blue Hill, which is running close to 9 inches now for 2026. We are under flood watches for southeastern Massachusetts through 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Potential is there by the time all is said and done for 1 to 3 inches of rainfall out of this system, and more will fall where thunderstorms line up. Again, that in conjunction with many hours of persistent northeasterly winds will make it feel like we're almost dealing with a summer nor'easter. So those localized flooding issues can be expected with the bulk of the rain falling today. Temperatures top out near 70 for tonight. Clouds and showers will gradually exit. The wind shifts into the north. The overnight low in the upper 50s, becoming mostly sunny for the day on Wednesday. High temperatures near 80. It'll be sunny and hot for the day on Thursday. Your top temp near 90. Friday brings a blend of clouds and sun. It'll be muggy with an afternoon thunderstorm in places. High temperatures into the mid-80s. Next weather in just 10 minutes. For WATD, I'm meteorologist Josh Nichols.
64 degrees at the weather station WATD. I'm Dan McCready at 8:42. The South Shore's morning news continues now on 95.9 WATD.
The South Shore's morning news rolls on. Rob Hakala with the morning team, and it's time now for our South Shore Chamber of Commerce segment every week at this time. Tim Cahill joins us. Tim is the president and CEO of the South Shore Chamber of Commerce. Stay connected at southshorechamber.org. Tim, good morning to you.
Happy Tuesday, Rob.
Happy Tuesday.
Beautiful day out there. I'm glad I'm not on vacation.
Well, yeah, I know. Yeah, we got some rainy days, so
but
yeah.
the rest of the week's going to be good. So,
it is. Yeah, and you had a good Independence Day, 4th of July weekend.
Enjoyed the 250. So
250.
And we're rolling into the rest of the year. We got a great guest today, this morning, Dr. Carol Vincent of Cohasset Concierge Medicine. I said that properly. And she's going to tell us about it. Sounds pretty interesting. And we've seen her around a lot at our chamber events, and we're happy to have her as a member.
Dr. Vincent, good morning.
Good morning.
Great to have you in here for the
Thank
South
you.
Shore Chamber of Commerce segment. This is a lot of fun, and it's great to learn a little bit more about you and what you do. So tell us first about Cohasset Concierge Medicine. Why did you decide to open it, and when? What was going on, and how long ago?
Thank you. Well, I am, as you know, an internal medicine physician. I'm also board certified in obesity medicine.
Okay.
And just to be simple, the decision clearly came from trying to practice medicine where I can take care of the patient and not just of a number, right? Over time, medicine has become much more complex. We know much more of how to make diagnoses of chronic illnesses. We need more time to not only to talk about prevention, but also to make to decide what test the patient needs. And so with this, we need to take more time with the patients. However, primary care has changed in a way that doctors are forced into doing only like 15 or 20-minute visits, which doesn't lead you any time for you to be able to address what the American Medical Association would call the 6 pillars of health. In order to do good prevention, you have to address the person as a whole. So you have to talk about sleep, exercise, stress reduction, good nutrition, but you also have to understand where the patient is coming from, their heritage, right? Their social determinants of health. And so when you think about that, you really need to not only to take the time with the patient, but you also need to see them over the years and be the same person who sees them over the years so that you get to know them. So that's where this desire came from. The other thing is traditional primary care practices forces doctors into having about 2,000, 2,500 patients. If you make the math, this is about less than an hour per patient per year.
Wow.
And so that's pretty much what made this decision.
Yeah, you wanted to make that decision and go
Yes.
in that direction then.
Yeah, it makes sense too. I'm one of those 15 minutes and goodbye.
Yeah, I know. It's I guess as soon as you're in, the clock is running as soon as you're in the door. And
That's
so
exactly right.
you said this doesn't make sense, especially with some of the areas that you wanted to focus on. And so you said we're going to go to concierge. And so maybe explain, because I think this is still something, for a lot of people to get the concept. How is it different from traditional primary care?
Well, basically, we're trying to open that. We're trying to open the luxury of time, and it's very sad to say it's the luxury of time. But in concierge medicine, we are aiming to try to reach a maximum of 300 and 350 patients. And what that means is that when a patient needs to be seen, instead of being sent to wait for hours in an urgent care setting, they can call and be seen that same day or be seen the next day, right? And then if they need to create a plan, for example, let's talk about obesity or weight management. If you're going to create a nutrition plan, a coaching plan, you want to see them frequently. You want to try to make sure that there's progress. You want to make sure that they're heading in the right direction. Or any other complex medical illness that the patient needs guidance with, and then you can be that presence. Unfortunately, with traditional primary care, this care is fractured, right? When you see multiple providers and you cannot get to see your primary care doctor until a year or year and a half later. And here in concierge medicine, what you can do, you can call and you can be seen that same day or you can be seen the next day.
Wow, okay. And you're located in Cohasset.
In Cohasset, Massachusetts.
Cohasset Concierge Medicine. And tell me, what type of patient benefits most from this model of care?
So any patient can benefit from this type of care, but specifically patients who need more guidance and need more time. And as an example, if you are dealing with multiple specialists and you need to understand how a medical problem connects, or if you are on multiple medications and you need to sit down and understand how these medications interact. If you need someone to explain to you whatever medical problem you may have, for example, people who have complex autoimmune disorders, and you want to sit down and try to understand what's happening, or how can you get better. You want to create a plan, have, I guess, someone who is supporting you through your health journey. I think that's the ideal patient.
And people can find a lot of information, I see, on your website, right? It has a lot of information about what you do and the types of services you provide and how to get maybe signed up.
Yes. So our website is www.cohassetcm.com, and you'll find information on how to contact us and create a complimentary meet and greet with me. We take insurance, and it's a membership-based primary care.
Wow. Okay. CohassetCM.com. CohassetCM.com. And Dr. Carol Vincent's been with us today. And Tim, yeah, it certainly does seem like this would make sense as we learn more. We all know how difficult it is to navigate the medical process. I think it can be very confusing and oftentimes frustrating. I think that's the big word that comes to mind.
Insurance companies don't make it any easier, too. You spend time. I mean, doctors probably spend more time doing paperwork.
I have heard that, yeah. You probably
than seeing patients.
Yeah.
I
So,
can totally rely to that.
Yeah, and it's frustrating for the patient. It's also frustrating for the doctor.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. Typical American entrepreneurial spirit, where you have the talent, you have the education, and you decide to spin out and do something on your own. It's a business, and we love to see that, especially on the South Shore, and especially in Cohasset. It's great.
Yeah, that's
Thank
great.
you.
And Dr. Vincent, tell me what you love so much about your job. I know, obviously, that you felt a calling to go into this field. Tell me, what makes you so pleased and proud of the services you provide.
Well, I love medicine, and I love that relationship that you create with the patient, following them through the years. After 15 years of experience, I've seen transformations. I've seen the importance of primary care, and I think that every time you see someone getting better, which is very difficult when there is chronic medical illnesses. But if you can make an impact, a difference in their health or in their quality of life, it really is a very, very rewarding experience. And so I think that's the number one thing. I'm also an educator. I love to sit down, and it doesn't matter how much knowledge you have about medicine, I feel like anybody has the right to understand their body. And so we create every medical visit into almost like an educational experiment where people can understand what's going on with their medical illness. And they can, when you have that knowledge, you have the power to make decisions. And so this helps them so that they can move forward and make the right decision about their care.
All right, concierge, Cohasset Concierge Medicine. It's cohassetcm.com, cohassetcm.com. Dr. Carol Vincent's been with us today. Our special guest is part of the South Shore Chamber of Commerce segment. Tim Cahill connects us with all these great people in our community, Tim, that we get to learn about and more about, as you said, their entrepreneurial spirit, really kind of being able to find needs and fill those needs.
Yeah, and do it here on the South Shore. It's one of the great things about the region.
Yeah.
You don't have to go into Boston to get quality Boston medical professionals doing, servicing you and taking care of you. And I think it's a real strength that we're working to support and grow as time goes on, because it's the number one employer in the region, healthcare, the industry. But we want to create opportunities again that for everybody. Whether it's, high-end surgery or, as Dr. Vincent said, medical care and understanding and knowing your body. And it's what makes the South Shore great.
Tim Cahill with us. Stay connected at southshorechamber.org, southshorechamber.org. And Dr. Carol Vincent, you can find out more at cohassetcm.com. Dr. Vincent, thank you. Tim, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
South Shore Chamber of Commerce segment. We do it every week at this time on WATD. And right now, let's get back out to the roadways. WATD's traffic and weather. Route 3 northbound, some reduced speeds. Route 44 in Plymouth up to Route 3A in Kingston. Then again from Route 18 up past Union Street. Moderate volume, but not too bad down at the Cape Bridges today. The expressway northbound is tough. Braintree to Southampton Street, close to 40 minutes end to end. And the medical emergency in Middleborough has cleared. All lanes are open. 495 north near Route 18. You still have some slow spots, though, through Middleborough on 495 north. Now let's get the details on the South Shore weather. And lots of rain coming through today. And meteorologist Josh Nichols is here to tell us all about it. And Josh, your report, sponsored by Hingham Lumber, the Better Builders Yard, offering services like kitchen and bath design, paint consultation, tool and equipment repair, and so much more. Visit them online, hinghamlumber.com, or stop by their newly renovated Cohasset storefront today, hinghamlumber.com.
Flood watches are in effect through 2 o'clock this afternoon for all of the South Shore and southeastern Massachusetts as we deal with something of a summer nor'easter. The bulk of the rain falling here early on today will generate localized flooding issues. The combination of those downpours in conjunction with many hours of persistent northeasterly winds that will actually last into Wednesday morning, even when the rain shuts off, will make it feel very miserable out there. 1 to 3 inches of rain is likely in totality, and there will be more where thunderstorms develop. So look for some of those windswept showers and thunderstorms here for today. Your top temp close to 70. We drop into the upper 50s tonight with a few showers around early on, plenty of clouds as well. And then for tomorrow, the sky gradually starts to turn sunnier. The high temperature close to 80. Thursday's sunny and hot, highs in the upper 80s. And we'll see a blend of clouds and sun on Friday with a pop-up shower or thunderstorm, high temperatures in the mid-80s. Next weather in just 10 minutes. For WATD, I'm meteorologist Josh Nichols.
Can you imagine the morning sun spilling into your kitchen, or soft daylight brightening a once dark hallway? Whether you're dreaming of a more inviting home or building your next standout project, Hingham Lumber has you covered with Velux Skylight Systems. They aren't your average skylights. Every Velux skylight comes with a solar-powered room darkening shade, so you can enjoy warm, natural light when you want it and energy-efficient comfort all year long. Consider a venting model, welcoming in fresh air, improving indoor air quality, and reducing moisture in kitchens and baths. Homeowners love the airy, open feel and stylish upgrade. Contractors appreciate the smooth, straightforward installation and the impressive results their clients notice right away. VLEX skylights are designed for performance and simplicity. It's a bright upgrade with a big impact on your space, your comfort, and your energy savings. Ready to add more natural light and comfort to your space? Talk to the door and window team at Hingham Lumber on Route 3A in Cohasset or at hinghamlumber.com.
8:55 WATD Sports, sponsored by the South Shore Diamond Exchange. Gold prices are at record highs, and South Shore Diamond Exchange is paying top dollar for your unwanted jewelry. Visit South Shore Diamond Exchange in the North River Plaza, Route 139 in Pembroke, and cash in. All right, back to work for the Red Sox tonight. Hopefully they'll keep their winning streak going when the Red Sox will begin a series in Chicago against the White Sox. That'll be tonight at 7:40. Peyton Tolley will be on the mound, and Peyton is expected to get the start for the Red Sox. That'll be tonight at 7:40. Celtics President Brad Stevens says trading Jaylen Brown to Philadelphia was necessary for financial flexibility in the changing NBA landscape. Stevens acknowledged the emotional impact, says he understands fans' reactions, but Stevens said that devoting 70% of the team's salary cap to Brown and Jason Tatum's contracts worked against that. Still, team owner Bill Chisholm insisted there was no directive to cut costs and said the focus remains on winning, and he says he knows he needs to prove it to fans. And the U.S. hopes for a deep World Cup run at home ended to, well, Belgium in Seattle last night. And Belgium certainly exposing the Americans' defensive liabilities. 4-1 the final score. And so the U.S. is the last of the host countries to be eliminated following Canada and Mexico. And Belgium will go on now to face Spain. Spain knocked off Portugal 1-0 yesterday. Action today, Egypt and Argentina at noon, and Switzerland versus Colombia at 4. And that's our update on sports.
Do you have unwanted, broken, mismatched, or unworn jewelry? Gold prices are at record highs. Bring your old jewelry to South Shore Diamond Exchange and cash in. South Shore Diamond Exchange pays top dollar for gold, platinum, silver, fine jewelry in any condition. For a limited time, ask about their special offer and receive 20% more in trade value or 10% extra when you sell for cash. Visit South Shore Diamond Exchange in North River Plaza on Route 139 in Pembroke or SouthShoreDiamond.com. South Shore Diamond Exchange, a Hanush family-owned business. Trusted jewelers for generations.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Drivers who switch their home and auto with Progressive could save money and time. Other things try to do this, but they really don't. Like the touchscreen at fast food places. It's not like you save time because it takes you longer to use a touchscreen than, I don't know, someone who works there. And another thing, you'd think it would save money because they're not paying a cashier, right? But no, same price. Also, why is there an option to tip? Who am I tipping? Exactly. Anyway, even if you can't save money and time with some things, you could with a Progressive home and auto bundle. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers not available in all states or situations.
How do you know when you can afford to retire? Does your fixed income cover your expenses? For most people, the answer is no. And if it doesn't, how much will you need to draw from your portfolio? Will that draw last for your lifetime if we factor in inflation? How should you invest your accounts and draw from them tax efficiently? Hi, I'm Alyssa McNamara-Reed with McNamara Financial in Marshfield. Give me a call if I can help you determine if you can afford to retire. 781-834-2010.
All right, coming up, we have the 9 o'clock news. We'll check in with EBC. Dan will have the local news at 9:02. And then our fifth and final hour is coming up. We'll be talking with our next guest, Dr. Amber Bartlett. Balance is a scam. We'll talk with her after the news at 9. Text line is available if you want to connect into the show. You can text us at 781-837-4900, 781-837-4900. The text line is sponsored by Auto Shine Auto Body in Abington and Braintree. Route 3 northbound, we have some slowdowns up in the Kingston area, and then heavy Route 18 up into Braintree. Not too bad at the Sagamore and Bourne bridges. The expressway is jammed from Braintree all the way up towards Andrews Square. A tough ride there. Cloudy skies, rain, some of the rain heavy at times. High today up about 70. We're at 64 now at 9.
This is the South Shores radio station, WATD FM Marshfield. And on your smart speaker, say play WATD.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. NATO leaders gathering in Turkey, and President Trump has now arrived. Near the top of the agenda, how to finally end the war between Russia and Ukraine. ABC News contributor and former State Department official Steve Ganyard says there are worries that Russia could be targeting other countries.
You're seeing gas lines in Moscow, Crimea. Every gas station in Crimea apparently has been hit. So the way that Zelensky's going about this is to make the pain felt by the Russian people. This is why this is dangerous, where Putin may wag the dog and attack NATO somewhere along Poland, Latvia, or Lithuania in a way that sort of distracts the Russian people away from how poorly the Russians are doing in Ukraine.
Another hot spot, the Middle East, with a tanker in the Strait of Hormuz hit by an attack. A Paris court has just cleared the way for far-right leader Marine Le Pen to possibly run for president next year. The court softening her sentence for embezzling European Parliament funds. This is ABC News. Tilly Norwood, the AI creation put out last year, is getting ready for her film debut. The company that made her says it's producing a film starring her. However, it is using human directors, writers, and editors. Health officials still warning us that a stomach bug is hitting a couple of states pretty hard.
Cyclospora cases are about 13.5 times higher than on average in Michigan. There are nearly 700, says an official from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services. That's up from 300 cases reported last Thursday. In Ohio, there were 177 cases July 2nd, says the state health department. Typically, both states report 50 cases a year. Officials say it can take a week or two between exposure and symptoms appearing. The one-cell parasite usually spreads through food or water contaminated with feces, says the CDC.
ABC's Chuck Severson feeding more class divide in the air. A couple of big airlines say they're planning to expand premium cabins and luxury perks, but again, only for those in the best seats already. I'm Sherry Preston, ABC News.
News, weather,
traffic. 95.9 WATD.
959WATD.com.
64 degrees outside of our South Shore studios at 9:02. Good morning. I'm Dan McCready, WATD News. And the news being brought to you by South Shore Gutter Monkeys. Experience exceptional care for your home with professional gutter cleaning, repair, and installation services. Contact South Shore Gutter Monkeys for a free estimate today. A Boston man was sentenced on Friday in Boston federal court for drug trafficking on the South Shore. 34-year-old Adonis Graham of Boston will serve 48 months in prison, followed by 3 years of supervised release. He pleaded guilty to possession with intent to distribute cocaine. His co-defendant, Giovanni Fayol, pleaded guilty last month to possession with intent to distribute cocaine and unlawful possession of a firearm. He was sentenced to serve 10 years, followed by 4 years of supervised release. The U.S. Attorney's Office says that Graham and Fayol were arrested in December after search warrants were executed at numerous residences and stash houses associated with the Brockton-based Harvard Street Gang and their Randolph-based affiliates. One of the places searched was an apartment in Dorchester, which Fayol used as a stash location. Investigators say they found over 1,000 grams of cocaine, 2 loaded guns, and $2,000 in cash in the apartment. Authorities say an investigation targeting gangs in the Brockton and Randolph areas resulted in a series of arrests. WATD News Time, 9:04. More of the day's top stories still to come.
I'm Bobby Downspout of the South Shore Gutter Monkeys, and today we recognize another group of everyday American heroes, the South Shore Gutter Monkey Office Crew.
Ain't no I in office crew.
Actually, yes there is.
My bad.
These swivel chair jockeys are a triage team of first responders to bad weather. So when Mother Nature is at her worst, these adorable apes are at their best. With superhuman-like skills, they perform those underappreciated tasks, answering phone calls, booking appointments, and giving free estimates right over the phone.
Oh, yeah.
And when the South Shore Gutter Monkey crews return from their daily work schedule, those curators of the cubicles rise to the tasks of filing, accounts receivables, and ledger entries.
Not all heroes wear capes.
To converse with one of these paper-pushing primates, call the South Shore Gutter Monkeys at 508-477-9100.
Now write that number down.
Or visit SouthShoreGutterMonkeys.com.
Take it, Johnny.
No monkeys were harmed in the making of this commercial.
WATD News Time, 9:05, and the news being brought to you by King Optical. Choose from thousands of custom frames or get replacement lenses crafted for your favorite pair of glasses. You can clearly see why they've been in business for over 70 years. Visit kingoptical.net. The American flag evokes strong feelings this Independence Day as citizens celebrate the 250th anniversary. Colby Karam, a former Air Force medic, tells WATD News what the anniversary means to him.
I think it's amazing that our country's been around for this long. It was founded on principles 250 years ago of freedom, and it still rings true to this day. And I think it just shows how much of an impact the country's had on the world.
Karam encourages citizens to reflect on the country's progress while recognizing the work that remains.
There's always room to improve, but I don't think you can find a country that has the same principles and the freedom that we do.
He says Americans should use the anniversary to come together, learn from the past, and think about the future of the U.S. John Deaton is running as a Republican for U.S. Senate.
Because a lot of people focus on the gubernatorial race, the governor's race. But the governor, let's say a Republican governor comes in, which I hope, to be honest, I think Maura Healey's a disaster. But that Republican governor is going to face a supermajority on Beacon Hill day one. A U.S. Senator can get community development grants for any city, 50,000 people or more, that bypasses Beacon Hill. Governor Healey can't touch it. It goes straight from the federal government to the city of Lowell, Lawrence, or wherever. Also, the number one housing driver for low-income housing in the country is low-income housing credit. If you had a senator who was actually arguing to get those credits here, you could have an immediate impact.
Deaton says he is running on a common-sense platform to address the issues that count, like affordable housing and energy.
I brought up nuclear energy. The number one driver of nuclear projects across the country is a nuclear federal tax credit. So imagine a senator going to Maura Healey, even if she's the governor, and saying, I secured $2.5 billion in federal funds to put nuclear project here, here, and here. She's going to turn it down when you could drive the cost. Well, a study came out that said if we expand natural gas and go with nuclear instead of this offshore wind stuff they're doing, it would save between $400 and $700 billion between now and 2050. If you take the average of that, that's $5,000 a year. That's basically $500 to $600 a month per household in people's pockets just on electricity.
Deaton will face whoever wins the Democratic primary election, either incumbent Senator Ed Markey or his challenger, Congressman Seth Moulton. Our entire interview with John Deaton can be found on our website, 959watd.com. To find out more about his candidacy, go to johndeatonforsenate.com. WATD News Time, 9:08. Traffic on the 9s next.
Harmful UVA, UVB sun rays are a bother. It's time to visit King Optical in Braintree for a new pair of sunglasses. Hi, I'm Dina from King Optical. The right prescription or even non-prescription sunglasses do make a difference. Come to King Optical and choose from traditional sunglasses, custom tinted, polarized lenses, or transitions lenses. We literally have thousands to choose from. At King Optical, we also offer walk-in express service. King Optical, 20 School Street West in Braintree, just off Washington Street, and online at kingoptical.net.
Now, WATD traffic and weather on the 9s.
And the time now is 9:09 on your Tuesday morning. And we're still dealing with a slow ride in a lot of places, and the wet roads not helping. Route 3 is below the speed limit. Coming up near Route 3A in Duxbury, we had some slowdowns there. And then again around Route 18 in Union Street. Southbound is okay at the Sagamore. Not too bad at the Bourne Bridge. 44 westbound is slow for about a mile or two, approaching the Middleborough Rotary on 44 west. 495 north is slow just north of Route 44 in Middleborough. Route 24 is slow, Harrison Boulevard to 139 in Stoughton. And the expressway is still heavy from Furnace Brook, and that's busy up towards Southampton Street. So you have about a 41-minute drive time from Braintree to Boston. Traffic on the 9s every morning. Traffic emergencies when they happen on WATD. Now, the updated South Shore weather.
In a nutshell, a lousy Tuesday for Greater Boston, the Metro South, and the South Shore. Storm system tracking to the south of New England will set the stage for areas of heavy rain, especially early on today. There will be a sharp cutoff, I think, to places that have the heaviest rain and those that don't see too much at all. But still, I think an area-wide 1 to 3 inches of rainfall is likely out of this system. And I wouldn't be shocked where we see some of these thunderstorms lining up to see more by the time we get into tonight. Temperatures today top out close to 70, again with that northeast wind. The upper 50s should do it for lows tonight with showers exiting. Tomorrow turns mostly sunny, away from the coast near 80. Sunny and hot for Thursday, your top temp near 90. Partly sunny, muggy with an afternoon thunderstorm. Friday, the high in the mid-80s. For WATD, I'm meteorologist Josh Nichols.
64 degrees at the weather station WATD. I'm Dan McCready at 9:11. The South Shore's morning news continues now on 95.9 WATD.
Got it, Dan. Here we go. It's our fifth and final hour of the South Shore's Morning News, coming to you from beautiful Broadcast House here in Marshfield. I'm Rob Hakala with the morning team. The text line is available if you want to connect in and be a part of the show. You can text in if you have a question or a comment. All texters are welcome. 781-837-4900, 781-837-4900. We're going to be with you till 10. Audrey will be in at that time. A little bit later on in the hour, we'll have our Paws and Claws and Animal segment. We do that every Tuesday at 9:22. Doug Lowry will be our special guest from Mass Audubon. But first, we have a local author in studio this morning, and you can get to meet her. She's also up on our YouTube feed as well right now, WATD Radio on YouTube. We have Dr. Amber Bartlett. She is from the South Shore. She is a local author, and she has a new book out called Balance is a Scam. Dr. Bartlett, good morning to the broadcast.
Good morning. Thanks so much for having me here.
Yeah, it's great to have you on WATD, and I'll hold this cover up here as well for the YouTube viewers up there. Balance is a Scam. Ambition, Motherhood, and Why We Don't Have to Pick One. All right, so Dr. Bartlett, tell us a little bit about yourself. I know that you have a doctorate of psychology, and it says you wear several different business hats. All right, so tell us a little bit about yourself. Let's get to know you. You're a South Shore mom and author and doctor, right?
Yes. I always like to say I don't like being bored, so
no, I guess not.
I keep myself busy. So, just a little about myself. Like you said, live on the South Shore, single mom to a little 4-year-old son.
Oh.
I own a couple businesses. So we were just talking a little bit ago about my dog care business on the South Shore. So just, facility to do dog daycare, boarding, grooming.
Yeah.
And then I have my business psychology practice. And so I have my doctorate in psychology. And what I like to say is I was in corporate, for a lot of years. I was driven. I wanted that career, climb the ladder.
In psychology?
No, in business.
Really? That's where you were? Okay.
Yeah. So that's kind of how I ended up as a business psychologist, because I love psychology. I love studying human behavior, why we do what we do. And I knew the clinical path just wasn't really for me. So I was like, well, what else, can I do? And then, came upon the option of combining business and psychology to focus on that. And I was like, that's what I want to do. That's what I love. So in that practice, that's, what I really focus on is working with other business owners to combine the psychology and the business side. And you don't hear about a lot of business psychologists, so people usually look at me like, what is that? What do you do?
What does that mean?
But again, it's human behavior. I believe that results in business, they're not driven by strategy or spreadsheets. They're driven by the human behavior. And when you're a business owner, it's driven by a lot of your behavior. So once we can understand why we do what we do, why do we make decisions, how does that impact our results? that's when
Wow,
things
okay.
come together.
And you try to help businesses grow by looking at those things that that might be holding them back. Is that what you talk about?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, a lot of it. Yeah, because
All
a
right.
lot of them come to me like, I'm just not growing, or I don't know how to make this decision, or my employees are driving me crazy, and it's like, okay.
So that's primarily what you do then, Dr. Pardo. Okay, all right.
Yes.
So she's got like CEOs on the couch. Okay, she's got them in there. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, but that's important, as you said. So much of what we do and the decisions we make, the products we buy, is driven by our brain and human behavior, and so it makes a lot of sense probably to look at that.
Yeah.
And so you're doing all of these things, but how can you make it all work out? Single mom, there's dogs involved, there's CEOs that are giving you trouble. All right, so balance is a scam. So what does that mean? What's the premise here? How did this come to you?
Okay, so the book came from about 2 years ago. My son was 2, and I went through, a big life change where I woke up, found myself a single mom.
Okay.
And, already at that time, I was still in corporate, running a couple businesses, had a 2-year-old, and then all of a sudden woke up and was like, wait a second, like, I don't know how to do this by myself. Like, what is happening? And so that's kind of where the book came from. I always say it's part memoir, then part the psychology expertise behind what I know now was happening, not at the time, but just kind of, to share that. So I discovered during that time, and also I'm an older mom because it was not expected. I never expected to have kids. So, here I am, older mom, single mom, all these businesses. My whole life has been focused on career, building businesses, reaching the top. And now I have this, and I had no clue what I was doing. And you always hear from everyone, right? Like, you need to find a balance. You need that work-life balance. And so, of course, that's what I went for. I'm like, okay, I can do this. I can balance it. And I realized you can't. It took like a breakdown one night, and it's in the book, where it literally just overwhelmed me. And I got to a pivotal point where I said, I can't do this anymore. I can't balance. This doesn't work. And so that's the premise of the book, is literally, and there's no research. I won't say no. There's very little research out there connected to ambition and motherhood specifically. And so that's kind of, where that came from. Balance is a scam. It is an unattainable standard that we are consistently pushed to achieve and setting us up for failure from the beginning. And so instead of going after this unattainable standard of balance, understanding that what really works, your only option, is to make an intentional choice to prioritize what matters in the moment. So, that's where I kind of got, like, one day my kid's going to need me more than work, and I have to be okay with that, and that's my focus. And another day, work, I really need to focus on what I'm doing and, make sure he's taken care of, and I have to be okay with that, because there is literally no balance.
So where does this myth come from then? Why do you think we push ourselves into this? Do you ever kind of wonder, like, where we get this message from about where does that come from then?
Yes, it's a great question. And I feel like it comes from, several sources, right?
Yeah.
If you think about, a lot of times it comes from our experience, growing up, right? That becomes the message, or, you have the different generations. If we look back, right, up until pretty much the 40s, women didn't even really work. They were stay-at-home moms. That's the point.
Yep.
And
one
then,
income, one car.
Yes,
We're all
exactly. And I think just kind of, as things changed, the mentality didn't really keep up, and so then it was like, okay, well, I'm still expected to be a mom and to get the house stuff done, but I also need to work because we need the income. And so it was, just that message organically became, you got to find a way, you got to do both, you got to balance that. And so I think that's, one source. And then, I just know, again, just from, when I had a kid, never expect to have a kid. You go out and you read the books, you read the magazines, and that's what they're saying, like, so many times, that work-life balance. I hate that phrase. It is a pet peeve of mine, because I want to be like, that's not an option. But yeah, I don't know if that answers your question, but I think it comes from a lot of just the societal messaging that hasn't changed.
And then there's also probably a perception as well, growing up. Sometimes we see others and think, maybe we haven't, we idolize our parents sometimes and think, and then, you peel away the layers and sometimes you find out it's not as, they're really trying to keep it together, but maybe it's not really as much as you think. We usually put, some of our people in our family on a pedestal, someone that you respect,
And social media hasn't helped with that either. Social media has exacerbated that messaging, where I talk about it a lot in the book.
Oh,
we always talk about
now you can do everything, right?
Yeah. And it's like that Pinterest mom, Oh, she makes these videos. She's doing everything organic. And so we're like, whoa, I'm failing. I'm not doing that. I tell a story in there. I'm going to make homemade goldfish. They're going to be, I'm going to do that Pinterest. It was a disaster. My kid wouldn't eat them. They looked like mutant blobs. Like, it just didn't work. But again, it's just that perception, that you're seeing, not real
Pepperidge
life.
Farm got angry at you for
Yeah,
that. Yeah,
you're holding yourself, again, to a standard. It doesn't exist.
Balance is a scam. Ambition, motherhood, and why we don't have to pick one. And for people to get the book, Dr. Amber Bartlett, how do they get this book so they can read more?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's available on all the main, Barnes & Noble, Amazon, Apple Books has the ebook, and also my website, dramberbartlett.com. You can go there to order the book and also, just kind of learn a little more about it and about me.
And when it does get tough, it's also important, right? Reach out, talk to people, right? You should, tell them sometimes when it becomes too much that it's okay to lean on others when you need to.
Oh, yeah. That's a whole section of the book is finding your tribe, because I had to do that and realized.
Balance is a scam. Yes. Ambition, motherhood, and why we don't have to pick one. There it is. We'll hold it up for the YouTube audience there, and we encourage you to pick it up by going to Dr. Amber Bartlett's website to find out more. Dr. Amber Bartlett, BARTLETT.com. And we appreciate you coming on. She's a South Shore mom, business owner, and also someone that has a doctorate in psychology and professor as well. You've done that? Yeah. Wow. Yes. Okay. You've done it all. Well, Dr. Bartlett, it's been great to get to know you, and thanks for visiting us here at WATD.
Thank you for having me. That was fun. Thank you.
Absolutely. Coming up next, we're going to have Doug Lowry in here for our Paws and Claws segment. Our good friend Doug from Mass Audubon. He loves birds. We'll talk with him coming up next. But right now, let's get a check of traffic and weather. And we're looking at delays on the expressway from Furnace Brook to Southampton Street, Route 3 northbound. Still some delays through Braintree, but otherwise it's easing out. 24 has some slow pockets through Avon and Stoughton, and 128 is jammed from Kendrick Street in Needham up past the Mass Turnpike. Let's get the details now on the South Shore weather for today. We are going to have cloudy skies, and we'll have a temperature up near 65 with clouds and some rain, and some of the rain will be heavy at times through the day. It will taper off late tonight. A low down to about close to 60 for the low tonight. And then tomorrow, plenty of sun, 78. 65 in Marshfield at the weather station, WATD.
One Stop Painting and Renovating.
For 40 years, both homeowners and businesses across the South Shore have trusted One Stop Painting to keep their properties looking their best. Whether you need interior or exterior painting, carpentry repairs, or professional house washing, One Stop Painting has you covered. We use both soft and high pressure washing techniques to safely clean everything from delicate siding and decks to walkways and commercial buildings. From a single room to an entire office complex, we proudly serve both residential and commercial customers with the quality, professionalism, and attention to detail that have made us the local favorites for 4 decades now. Thinking ahead, now's the perfect time to schedule your interior painting projects. Book your winter work early and ask about our winter discounts available on select interior projects. Don't wait until the schedule fills up. Call One Stop Painting today and discover why we've been the South Shore's trusted painting and property maintenance company for 40 years now.
Call us at 508-888-3500 or check us out online at onestoppainting.com.
One Stop Painting. One call does it all.
One Stop Painting and Renovating.
Plan a getaway and enjoy a long weekend exploring Plymouth. Go outside and whale watch, hike, walk along the ocean, and dine outdoors. At night, enjoy live music, theater, art shows, and ice cream under the stars. Begin your Friday night at the corner of Court and North from 4 to 6 and listen to live music at Sea Plymouth's Fridays on Shirley Square. Then head into a weekend of relaxed fun. Plan your Plymouth getaway on the Sea Plymouth app, brought to you by visitma.com.
Invest your time in listening to Cape Retirement Radio and learn a smarter approach to investing so you can protect your future. Cape Retirement Radio, featuring Chris Latond, Thursday nights at 6:15 and Sunday mornings at 10 on 95.9 WATD.
The South Shore's Morning News rolls on. Rob Hakala with the morning team with you till 10 o'clock, and it's time now for our Paws and Claws segment. This is our pet and animal segment sponsored by the Clean Team. The Clean Team provides carpet cleaning, upholstery cleaning, tile and grout cleaning. They also clean Oriental rugs and area rugs in their facility in Kingston. Learn more at thecleanteam.net. thecleanteam.net. All right, so in this segment, we do Paws and Claws every week. We have a special guest this week who joins us in studio. You can see him up on the YouTube feed, WATD Radio on YouTube. There he is, Mr. Doug Lowry, Mass Audubon. Doug, welcome back. Good to have you in here.
Thank you so much, Rob. I really appreciate a chance to talk about fireflies.
Well, I was going to say, I mean, I know he loves birds, but this is something to talk about, and this will be great. It'll give us a chance to play a little of that song by Owl City, which is called Fireflies.
Okay.
And there is. Have you ever heard it before, Doug?
I haven't. I know there's a number of bands that do songs about fireflies.
Oh yeah. You'll like this. This will be in your head all day. Do you have it? All right, we do. We'll play a snippet of it. Okay. Here we go. Owl City.
You would not believe your eyes if 10 million fireflies lit up the world as I fell asleep.
There you go.
There you go. That's it. Okay, there you go. We'll be singing that all day.
I don't remember what movie had that in it. It might have been Wreck-It Ralph. I don't know.
Well, we're here to talk about fireflies, magical, and this, by the way, we'll be talking specifically about an event that's coming up because there is a Firefly Fest. So, Doug, fill us in on the details, right?
Yes. So one of the things we really appreciate about fireflies is they're kind of like our owl is to birds. Mm-hmm. People aren't maybe not that excited about birds, but everyone loves owls. Well, certainly there's a lot of people that don't like insects. But
yes.
Butterflies and fireflies hit home with folks, and it's kind of the entryway into the entomology.
Yeah.
And so we are hosting a Firefly Fest at our North River office this Saturday night, where we will have lots of crafts for kids, lots of information for all ages. We've got actually 92 people have signed up so far.
Oh, wow.
And so it's going to be a fun evening. And with any luck, with the weather we've been having, we should be able to see fireflies in action.
I would hope so. I've been certainly noticing them. I don't know if you, Anthony, where you are, but I have noticed them in the backyard, which is great. I really love to sit out. Yeah, around I guess it's in the 8 o'clock hour, thank goodness. But whatever it is now when the sun is setting, and you start to see the little the fireflies just lights, dotting the sky. Yeah, awesome. I mean, you notice it, right?
Isn't it nostalgic?
It is.
Doesn't it bring you back to your childhood and the years that you spent running around trying to catch them and maybe putting them in a jar?
There's something. Yeah, I mean, you're right. As humans, we're just fascinated because first of all, it's like you're right. Certain bugs get put into categories. There are bugs people like, bugs people hate,
right.
And butterflies. You're right, certainly, and they even have like little things like little nets and things, as you're a kid or something, and you want to see a butterfly. And then the other thing is fireflies. And I can't imagine what the ancestors thought about, how the heck do they do that?
Such an interesting
it's amazing in that we have about 20 species here in Massachusetts, about 200 across the United States, and just under 2,000, they think, worldwide.
Oh, I didn't know there were so many different fireflies. It's not just it's just kind of a broad category, but there are specific types, or
there are, and we have three main categories for fireflies. It's the Pyrectomina, the Photorus, and the Photinus, and we have representatives of all of them here in Massachusetts, and they operate a little differently. You can actually determine what species you're looking at by the flash pattern that they emit.
Oh, really?
Yes. Which is
now is that incredible. A specific signal for others of their kind, or is there what's the meaning behind it?
So a firefly, when we see them flying around, it's a very short-lived insect when it's in the adult form. Okay. It spends most of its years, 1 or 2, in the ground as a pupa. Well, first as a larva, and then go into a pupa, and then
So
an
you're about
adult.
1 to 2 years,
Underground, they're eating snails and earthworms, and they're very big predators.
Wow. Okay.
And then as adults, like so many insects, they're basically flying around trying to find a mate.
Okay. And that's pretty much what that's designed for.
Yeah, they're alive for 2 or 3 weeks, and that's
You better get up there.
Yeah.
Okay.
David Attenborough has this funny quote. He says, if you're a male firefly without a sense of rhythm, then you're going to have to get used to a life of celibacy, because you're not going to be attracted to a female's not going to be attracted to you.
Okay.
You want the brightest flashes with the most uniform patterns. So
that's
cool.
what they're doing when they're going around. And
Yes.
is it do the lights mean anything to the other types of fireflies or not?
It does.
Is there any mixing? Or?
Yes, there is, and this is where it gets really exciting.
All
Okay,
right.
so
Here you go.
the
We're going in
Photorus, the female Photorus, does not have any toxins in it. The Photinus, all the species of Photinus do, and that's to prevent predation.
Okay.
So that's an advantage. The Photorus, the female will fake being a Photinus to bring the males down that have the toxins, and instead of mating, she eats them.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
To what? To then absorb the poison, so that now she is inedible essentially. So
wow.
An incredible little, just like so many things in nature.
There's always
there's
a meaning.
something going on
Wow.
that doesn't meet the eye.
This is good. It's incredible. Yeah, no, it really is fascinating. There's a whole lot to the fireflies. They're an interesting creature for sure. And so this is a family-friendly Firefly Fest, and it's Saturday, July 11. This is in the evening, 7:30?
7:30, 9:30. Yep.
7:30 to 9:30.
Yeah, and folks,
you need to register.
You do.
Yeah.
So you can go to Mass Audubon North River Firefly Fest, and that'll get you there fairly promptly.
All right. And again, that's happening at the North River Sanctuary right here in town.
2000 Main Street.
Wow. Doug Lowry with us from Mass Audubon, and we're talking about the firefly, and such an interesting, as you said, nostalgia brings you back, and you think about it as a kid. And I know, it's so fun to watch, whether you go to camp, and also, especially if I remember too, also going camping as well. When it gets really dark away from the, all the light pollution, how it really comes alive.
To find these in the woods.
Oh yeah,
great question, Anthony. So yes,
what brings them around then?
They like damp. So they spend a lot of time underground, as I said, and so they like damp ground for that, because that means there's more prey. They emerge and will display along the edges of woods, over fields and meadows and that kind of thing. That's where the females can lay down low, and they will glow to respond if they're interested in a male flying around. And different species fly at different levels too. So you get your treetops, you've got your ignited firefly, which is a pretty common firefly. But what's really fun is that, again, each one of them has a distinct flash pattern.
Yeah.
And once you learn them, you can identify them as they fly by.
Wow.
Be on the lookout, yeah.
I know. A magical creature, the firefly.
And it's a wonderful year for them, because
Yeah.
it's hot and humid these days, and so they are displaying like they haven't for quite some time.
Yeah, it is fun to see them up in the air and moving around. That's for sure.
I feel like I
Not
need to be on
necessarily
the
not necessarily the cutest up close. But, that's what my wife said. She said when she caught the fly, didn't they seem magical from far away. But,
Right.
But anyway, please go and enjoy this, and bring the kids and have them learn all about it, and get involved and stay connected. massaudubon.org is the website to go to, and so much fun. And, we had our good friend Lisa Azizi, and our good friend Lisa, who was a co-host here for many years, says, I love Doug's love of insects. So there you go. That's great. Thank you, Lisa. Yeah. Thank you, Doug. It's good and thank you for reaching out. And you can always come back. We love having you on the program.
Yeah.
So
Great.
any segment you have, let us know.
Well, thank you, Rob, and thank you, Anthony.
Thank you.
As always, it's really fun.
Yeah, it's so much fun. Paws and Claws on WATD, sponsored by the Clean Team. Even the best pets can't clean up their own mess. Call the Clean Team to take care of fur, furniture, paw tracks, tiles, and all sorts of catastrophes and doggy dilemmas. Visit thecleanteam.net, thecleanteam.net.
Where several are, if my dreams get real bizarre, 'cause I saved a few and I keep them in a jar. I'd like to make myself believe that planet Earth turns slowly.
Hello, I am a nice dog in a loving home. My owners call me Stop That.
Stop that! You got mud all over the carpet.
Stop that! Get off the couch! Oh, now it's covered in your hair and drool.
Stop that! You're supposed to pee outside.
Then they found the Clean Team. When a Clean Team came, they gave the carpets and furniture a deep cleaning. You'd never know that I was here once they were done. The sofa looked like new again. They cleaned the tiles in the bathroom where I take my bath, and the whole house smelled so clean. Now all I hear is,
Good dog. Bring me the ball. That's a good dog.
if you've got pets or if you've got kids, call the Clean Team. Your dog will thank you.
Even good dogs can't clean up their own mess. The Clean Team can clean your carpets, couches, hardwood floors, rugs, or drapes, even the grout and tiles in your bathroom. Call them today at 781-585-4678 or see a list of their services online at thecleanteam.net.
On this week's edition of Extreme Makeover, Luchetti's edition, we feature the Jones family. The Jones family has been driving around with dents and dings in an old beat-up car after a recent fender bender. Just a short time ago, the crew from Luchetti's got their hands on the car and vowed to make some magic happen. After some hard work on the side panels, mirrors, and bumpers, let's see what this team of cosmetic repair specialists cooked up. Mr. Luchetti, move that bus!
Oh my God, would you look at that? It's as good as the day it was driven off the lot.
I barely even recognize it.
This is not just a car, it's a new beginning. All thanks to the team at Luchetti's.
When your car is in need of a makeover, trust the team at Luchetti's because you can't compete with complete.
Hi, it's Jim Curran of the Wealth and Wellbeing Show, brought to you by Cape Cod 5. Please join us tonight from 6:15 to 7 on 95.9 WATD. By demystifying personal finance concepts, from building a budget to estate planning and everything in between, we'll give you the knowledge to start feeling more confident with your money, wherever you are in your financial journey. That's the Wealth and Wellbeing Show, tonight at 6:15 on 95.9 WATD and 95.9WATD.com.
All right, here we are, and don't forget to tune in. Again, Jim's got a great program that is tonight, Wealth and Well-Being, powered by Cape Cod 5 from 6:15 to 7. Always a great program. Again, you can learn about financial issues, and Jim is a wealth of knowledge. He's very helpful as well, so make sure you text the show if you have any questions, 781-837-4900. And then Big Day Fitness comes on at 7. And later on, John Shea will be along with Almost Famous. And we'll check in with John in just a moment on WATD as he will give us a preview as to what's coming up on his show. And Anthony, speaking of local music, coming up on tomorrow night, Wednesday, this is again another summer tradition. They have free concerts down in the waterfront in Plymouth on Wednesday nights with Project Arts. So that's kind of the other fun thing about summertime is getting out and, going all the free music, the free stuff that's available thanks to
so much during the summer.
Business and organizations that support
Especially in Plymouth, right?
and have the funding. Yeah, I know, to go down there because they have food trucks too. So grab a blanket and join Project Arts of Plymouth. It's their 29th season of free summer concerts. How about that?
29.
Every Wednesday evening, 6:30 to 9 on the historic Plymouth waterfront. Stop by this Wednesday, tomorrow night, for Chicago Total Access. That's right, joined by special guest Hakala. Plus, enjoy bites from local food trucks and family-friendly activities right by the water. Bring a lawn chair, a blanket, and an appetite for great music every Wednesday night at the bandstand in the DCR Pilgrim Memorial State Park near Plymouth Rock, 6:30 to 9. You can learn all about the Project Arts series online at projectarts.com. Project Arts weekdays.com and go out and enjoy the concert. That'll be tomorrow night. All right, local track is coming up, and I know we'll get to more of your text messages. We had a lot of guests this hour, but I know some people may want to chime in on. We had a lot of people chiming in on the president weighing in on soccer.
Right,
we had a few people there, and if you're sad, the U.S. team, spoiler alert, they lost last night. In case you missed it, to Belgium.
We're officially out.
U.S. losing to Belgium, a very tiny country.
Yes.
Much better at soccer, though, than we are.
Knocked out of our own World Cup.
4-1 to score. 4-1.
Yikes.
It's embarrassing. All right. We'll talk about that if you want to chime in. 781-837-4900 on that. You can, or any other topic as well. We've had some other people chiming in. Also, Stuart mentioning the Blue Angels flying over Plymouth. Yeah, that was exciting. We'll get to that as well just ahead. And we haven't done history. We could do some history if we have time. I know you love history.
We got
and
it.
Also, if you want to chime in on Graham Plattner, will he be dropping out of the race for Senate? They already had the primary. He is the candidate, and all the Democrats said, and I don't know, again, Elizabeth Warren to say, he's my kind of man. Probably would have been the best words to use. As it turns out, he is not the kind of man that a lot of women would love. But again, these are allegations that Graham Plattner has. And he may be dropping out of the race, a race that the Democrats feel is very winnable. Winnable at this time to have more control of the Senate to knock out Susan Collins. So you can chime in on that as well. 781-837-4900. If you think it's unfair, these allegations against Graham Plattner and the Democrats, that all of a sudden, we had big names like Ed Markey and Elizabeth Warren, even Maura Healey. They all said this is the best guy, and now all of a sudden they're, he turns around and his friends are all gone now. It's like, where are my friends?
It'll be interesting to see what happens.
Graham Plattner will have to spend more time with his family if he has one. All right. Let's get the update now on traffic and weather. And Route 3 is heavy before Route 18 up into Braintree. 24 a little slow near 139. And the expressway is heavy Furnace Brook up towards Columbia Road. South Shore weather. For today, cloudy skies, rain. We'll have rain heavy at times. High up about 70 with clouds and some really heavy rain at times. Then tonight, rain will taper off, a low down to 60. Tomorrow, sunshine and comfortable, 78. Right now, 65 in Marshfield. And on the expressway, also, we're just seeing now, we can see it with the gas tank camera. It looks like a center lane crash. This is northbound, right by the Neponset on-ramp. I think tractor trailer is involved. It looks like it's just sitting there. And that's going to jam up the expressway even more. So let me check the drive time for you. It's 35 minutes from Braintree to Boston. All right, right now, let's turn it over to John Shea as we have the local track on WATD. And this is where John highlights a local artist for us every morning at this time. And we also get a preview as to what's coming up on John's show tonight. John?
Thank you. To learn more about the South Shore, Boston, and New England music community, join me later on tonight, 8 till 10, for Almost Famous, our local music show brought to you by Tiny and Sons Glass. Later on tonight, it's another full show. I have weekend passes to the Levitate Music Festival to give away, and I'll be joined on the WATD Tiny Stage by singer-songwriter Liz Longley. Here's a preview of what you'll be hearing later on tonight from Liz Longley and from her latest album, New Life. This is called 100 Times. From Liz Longley, your local artist of the day, 95.9 WATD.
You've broken my heart 100 times. I've mended it back again 99. But this time's the last time my heart's been bled dry. You've hurt me 100 times. You always come back with a sweet disposition, saying sugary things like you're one in a million. But I've lost my taste for you, don't even try. You've hurt me 100 times. How many times 100 times. And you lied right through your teeth. You crossed your heart and you made me believe that 99 times is all it'd ever be. But you've done it again tonight. Yeah, you hurt me 100 times. How many times have you begged me to stay? How many times have you sworn you would change? How many times have I made the same mistake? Go on, get out of my mind, get out of my car, get out of my sight, out of my dreams and out of my life. I'm telling you now, we're done. Yeah, you don't get 101. Yeah, you hurt me 100 times.
It's our local artist, Liz Longley, and 100 times. 95.9 WATD, the South Shore's Morning News. I'm Rob Hakala with the morning team. Dan's in our newsroom. Anthony is our intern from Emerson, but he hails from the town of Rockland. He is a local guy, loves the South Shore, and even though he enjoys spending time in the city when he's there for school and hanging out with his buddies, there's nothing like the South Shores. He spent his 4th of July. You didn't want to go to the, have you gone to the Esplanade then to watch the, at the Hatch Shell?
No.
Have you done that yet? Okay.
I
didn't
not.
know. Didn't know if
I
there was
watched it on TV, though.
You did?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was good. Keith
Boston
Lockhart.
Pops, yeah.
Boston Pops, and he's been doing that for a while. And then I was down in Plymouth at Memorial Hall.
That's right.
Down there.
Declaration
Yeah. I
of Independence.
read some portions of the Declaration of Independence with my white dinner jacket and my American bow tie,
awesome.
which was a lot of fun. So that was great. And my nephew, I encouraged him to come to Memorial Hall to watch his uncle, but he's just about ready to go into high school, and so Anthony wanted to hang out with his buddies, and I understand that.
I
He
understand, yeah.
I said he wished he could, but I said, if the friends want to go and they want to watch the fireworks, what are you going to do, right?
Yeah, come on.
Hey, you want to go see Uncle Rob? No, we don't want to go see Uncle Rob. We want to watch the fireworks. All right, so let's see. We'll do some history here, and
let's do it.
Let's get into some history. All right, so it is the 7th day of July, and here are some of the events today in history. Anthony, 1981, President Ronald Reagan announced he was nominating a judge from Arizona, Sandra Day O'Connor, to become the first female justice on the U.S. Supreme Court.
Very interesting.
There were no women until that point, and that's kind of hard to believe, isn't it? That 1980.
Doesn't seem that long
1981.
ago.
Wow. 1865, they hanged 4 people in Washington, D.C. for conspiring with John Wilkes Booth to assassinate President Abraham Lincoln. 4 people hanged, including I think there was a woman among the 4, the first woman to be executed by the federal government. 1865 was the date on that. 1898, U.S. President William McKinley, there you go, signs the Newlands Resolution, annexing Hawaii as a territory of the United States. It would become a state later, but at that point, just a territory. There's always a good word. I'm going to annex it. Let's see. It was 1946. You ever seen the movie The Aviator? About Howard Hughes. Oh, you haven't seen that? Oh, with Leonardo DiCaprio. It's about Howard Hughes, an eccentric millionaire, inventor.
Okay. Should I add this to my watch list?
I thought it was good, but it's a long movie. He nearly died when he flew his prototype, his airplane. He designed aircraft, and it crashed in a Beverly Hills neighborhood. He almost died in 1946.
Wow.
Let's see, 1983, during the Cold War, Samantha Smith, a U.S. schoolgirl, flew to the Soviet Union.
That's insane.
Yeah, at the invitation of their government in order to have talks to kind of de-escalate the Cold War. During that time, the Soviet Union are mortal enemies. And unfortunately, she would die later on in a plane crash, which is very
Wow.
sad for that little girl, Samantha Smith
Just
of
a
Maine.
U.S. schoolgirl.
Yeah. And it says, I don't know if this is true or not, but we'll read it. 1928, it said, and I can't believe that sliced bread.
That's young. for
No,
sliced
they must
bread.
have sliced bread before, but it says
Come on.
some guy came up with a bread slicer in 1928 in Missouri. I
Maybe it
don't
was
know.
like sold for the first time.
Maybe.
Right?
Yeah, I got to look into that more.
You probably had to slice
1928.
it yourself back
I don't know
then.
if I believe that, but I'll check that one on that. But there you go. There's some events in history here on this 7th day of July.
Already. Wow.
I know.
Time flies in the summer, not the winter.
It is. I know. Someone mentioned, don't forget to be talking about the tall ships soon, right? The tall ships are coming. You're going to go see that? All right.
Yeah.
We're going to go, when does that officially start? Does anyone know on that? It's soon, right? In a few days? All right. Text us, 781-837-4900 is the text line. 781-837-4900 is the text line. Sponsored by Auto Shine Auto Body in Abington and Braintree. So get it in. Any final text messages, we'll read them. Okay, Anthony?
Absolutely.
Right now, let's get a check of the roads and the weather forecast, and we'll see Route 3 at a pocket getting by the Plymouth Patuxent Highway and Long Pond Road again, and then also a pocket at Derby and Union Street. Southbound is okay at the Sagamore. 6 West, still some delays this morning with people still leaving the Cape today through Harwich, and then again approaching the Sagamore. 24 is slow near 139. 128 is slow out of I would call it north of Great Highland Ave and Needham, Highland Ave up to the Pike. South Shore weather, let's get the details now, and we have our meteorologist Josh Nichols with the South Shore's most accurate and dependable weather.
In a nutshell, a lousy Tuesday for Greater Boston, the Metro South, and the South Shore. Storm system tracking to the south of New England will set the stage for areas of heavy rain, especially early on today. There will be a sharp cutoff, I think, to places that have the heaviest rain and those that don't see too much at all, but still I think an area-wide 1 to 3 inches of rainfall is likely out of this system, and I wouldn't be shocked where we see some of these thunderstorms lining up to see more by the time we get into tonight. Temperatures today top out close to 70, again with that northeast wind. The upper 50s should do it for lows tonight with showers exiting. Tomorrow turns mostly sunny, away from the coast near 80. Sunny and hot for Thursday, your top temp near 90. Partly sunny, muggy with an afternoon thunderstorm Friday, the high in the mid-80s. For WATD, I'm meteorologist Josh Nichols.
All right now in Marshfield, the temperature 65 at the weather station WATD. The ABC Entertainment Report is next.
That'll be 84.52.
Perfect. Grab the bags, honey.
Mom, why do you always check your phone before we pay?
I'm just claiming my cash back on the Upside app. Since we're getting the groceries here and we filled up the car on the way, I've already earned enough this morning to pay for that pizza night we're having Friday.
Wait, so the app pays for pizza?
Not exactly, but the cash I earn on stuff we need helps us pay for the stuff we want. It's just a little win for our family every week.
Get more out of your everyday. Upside is the free app that gets you cash back on routine purchases like gas, groceries, and dining out at more than 100,000 locations nationwide. No points, no rebates, just cash back straight to your wallet.
Plymouth. Go outside and whale watch, hike, walk along the ocean, and dine outdoors. At night, enjoy live music, theater, art shows, and ice cream under the stars. Begin your Friday night at the corner of Court and North from 4 to 6 and listen to live music at Sea Plymouth's Fridays on Shirley Square. Then head into a weekend of relaxed fun. Plan your Plymouth getaway on the Sea Plymouth app, brought to you by visitma.com.
ABC Entertainment News.
It's never been done before.
The Ocean's 11 prequel just added more names to its roster. Vicky Krieps and George Mackay are among the cast, joining stars Bradley Cooper and Margot Robbie for the heist thriller. Cooper is also writing and directing the project, hitting theaters June 25th, 2027.
My name is George Washington.
Coming off a successful 4th of July weekend at the box office, Young Washington is officially getting a sequel. Titled 1776, the film will continue the next chapter of George Washington's life and legacy. There's new music on the way from U2. The Irish Rockers are releasing a new single, Street of Dreams, today. The song will appear on their upcoming album, expected out later this year.
Not a question of if I want to spend the rest of my life with you.
And Sarah Pidgeon, the star of Love Story, John F. Kennedy Jr., and Carolyn Bessette, is 30 today. Chuck Severson, ABC News.
Hi, I'm Sharon McNamara, full-time real estate agent and broker-owner of Boston Connect Real Estate. My co-host, Melissa Wallace, and I talk Real Estate Roundtable. We can't wait to connect with you at bringing you all the insights, tips, and trends in real estate here on WATD, so we can talk real estate.
Talk Real Estate Roundtable with Sharon McNamara and Melissa Wallace, Saturday mornings at 8 on 95.9 WATD.
95.9 WATD, the South Shore's Morning News. I'm Rob Hakala with the morning team, coming to you live from the WATD Coastal Heritage Bank Studios. Check it out. We've got YouTube, WATD Radio on YouTube. You can check out the beautiful Coastal Heritage Bank Studios. I'm not lying. Community focused, locally trusted since 1889. Coastal Heritage Bank, growing together. Member FDIC, member DIF. All right, Anthony, time to wrap things up here on a Tuesday. And then I'm going to be in for myself on Thursday, or in for Larry on Thursday. Civic duty on Thursdays and Fridays is over.
I'll see you
Anthony.
twice this week.
I know. Can you? It'll be weird.
That's like second. This is the second time.
Yeah, I know. In his entire internship. Yeah. Pretty much I've been doing civic duty on Thursdays and Fridays. So
that's all right.
But I will be able to.
Us.
Yes. No, I know it does. Let's see here. What was I going to say? Let me go through a couple. Were you able to find anything on those tall ships, Anthony? I don't know. I should have told you to look for that. Let's see. We wanted to wish one of our great listeners, Karen Paulette, a happy birthday today.
Happy birthday.
We also heard from Mary from Marshfield earlier. We heard Stuart from Plymouth wanted to check in about those. Anybody really see the Blue Angels fly over Plymouth about 2:15 yesterday? How exciting to be down there.
It.
I know. I had heard them where I was in Plymouth. I could hear them, and obviously they were going around. You know, I could hear them because the noise would get louder, and and you think that they're coming. It was very cloudy though yesterday. And then all of a sudden they would be gone. You know what I mean? Like the sound would go away. I said, no, they're not going, because they were down near the waterfront. But Larry got a good shot. That's good.
I'm going to have to ask him about it.
Yeah,
That's
right
cool.
outside his house. So that was the Blue Angels. I'm going to see if I can put it up here for the YouTube fan, Anthony's. Here I go. There's a photo of, this is from Larry's house. And I'm going to share it with the listeners right now.
So check this out on the YouTube.
Yeah, WATD Radio on YouTube. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 6 planes there. Yeah, all in the formation there.
Oh, wow.
And that's right above Larry's yard in his house. So I'm going to just share that there. But that looks pretty cool, doesn't it? Can you see it?
That looks awesome, yeah.
He got a good shot. He got a video, which is great.
Triangle.
So yeah, there you go. That was the Blue Angels.
Okay.
So that was a lot of fun. There's Anthony back again.
Are you ready for the information on the
the
Boston?
tall ship, Sail Boston. Yeah.
Okay,
Where do they come?
Sail Boston 2026. The festival will be from July 11th through the 16th.
Okay.
And it's a 6-day festival.
Okay. 6-day festival, so get on there, and Mayflower 2 is going to be in Boston, so
Over
that'll be fun.
50 ships.
There are that many, huh?
That's what it says, yeah.
All right. That'll be fun to kind of, maybe go in and tour them and see, what's there and
they're
what's
celebrating the
available
250th, too, so I don't know what that will entail, but I know there's fireworks and some different stuff.
All right.
SailBoston.com.
That'll be good. All right. I like that. Let's see. We have read a couple more text messages. We got David from Bourne. Regarding the U.S. men's soccer team, I can't help but wonder if the president's intervention on the suspension of their star player had gotten into their heads and affected their performance, kind of put them in an awkward position. Yeah. Because if the outcome was a win, I'm sure it would have been today's headlines. Yeah, I was wondering that too. Say they go in, they put the player in, everybody's mad, and then the U.S. ends up defeating Belgium, and then everyone's going to think the whole thing's tainted, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Lisa and Hummerock agreed with Dan's comments that perhaps the president shouldn't have, if he did reach out, just didn't say anything. Wouldn't be surprised if past presidents have done something similar, but discreetly. Again, if you're going to call and do a little wink, wink.
It's something to think about, right?
Do things behind the scenes and not talk about it. Kathy says, again, Trump should have never stepped in. It tarnished the game. Matt from Pembroke sent us a picture. He, of course, has had the U.S. flag flying and the flag of Norway. He sent us a photo. He went out this morning to leave for work, and his flags look different. The USA flag was blown away over the top. Much like
but
the team
not Norway
got blown away, but the Norwegian flag stood strong.
Just like the World Cup.
Yeah.
Norway's still in it. Is this a sign? Are they going to win?
Is Matt from Pembroke's flags? I don't know. Pete from Hingham said, again, suspension in sports is part of the game. And thanks again to Grey Wolf and Paula and Mary Ellen for all the other great text messages as well. And thanks to everybody that checked in on the YouTube feed as well. Anthony, we'll see you Thursday then, all right?
I'll see you Thursday.
All right, have a great day and enjoy the rest of your Tuesday as well.
You
so,
too.
yeah, it's a
And
great
your
day.
Wednesday.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And Audrey's coming up next. She's got... Oh. Another... And Doug Lowry was
Here
great.
we go.
Yeah. The Fireflies. So thanks for having him. Yeah, it's the only song I can think about that has Fireflies.
Just reminds me of a cartoon movie.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to remember.
It's a fun song. So there you go. Owl City, I think is the name of that group. So there you go. That's it.
I'd like to make myself believe this planet Earth turns slowly.
That's all she wrote.
That's all she wrote.
Didn't write no more.
Didn't write no more.
She left the gloom hanging round my front door.
The South Shore's breaking news, weather, and traffic station.
95.9 WATD FM.